So Andy Brumbergs, redshirted last year, All-State Ohio soccer player a couple of years ago, and a big kid, 6'5", is going to kick off for the Miami RedHawks. Terry and Daniels are deep for West Virginia. The running room up to the 30-yard line goes Daniels. So pretty good return, good start. Check that, it was Terry on the return. Stop made by Andre Johnson of Miami. Starting lineup for the Mountaineers. Mark Bulger, starting quarterback. That's what he did last week at East Carolina. At one point, matter of fact, he opened the game with 13 straight completions. 24 yards on that return. Mountaineers start from their own 31. Bulger going to throw it. Gets it outside to Corey Ivey. And a miscue right there as the ball was a little bit blown away for Corey. 6'2" senior from Boca Raton, Florida. Mark Bulger had good numbers last week. As we mentioned, 13 straight completions. He's got 5 straight games with at least 2 touchdown passes. Green and Coburn are the running backs. Corey Ivey, an outstanding receiver. We saw him just a second ago. And Rick Gilliam anchors a young offensive line. Second down and 10 from the 31. Bulger going to throw it again. Pretty much the same pattern. And this time, another drop. Corey Ivey, as they felt he could beat his man on that sideline, and he dropped it. Defensively for Miami, Andy Urakri, a good one, a senior from Kettering, Ohio, led the defensive lineman for Miami in tackles last year. Dustin Cohen, you're going to like him. All-American. He's a Butkus Award candidate, has tremendous speed. And in that secondary, Michael Adams, another speed guy, a 10-4 in the 100. Good look at Cohen. We expect to call his name a lot today. Third down and 10 for the Mountaineers. Bulger with time. Flushed out. Down he goes. There's a sack. Brought down. And a great play by Andy Urakri. We were just talking about him. That's his second sack of the season.
Not exactly the way West Virginia wanted to start this football game. Yesterday, talking with Dan Simmerell, the offensive coordinator, he said last week against East Carolina, we started a little hesitant. Good job by Urakri. Had a little trick stunt in there. He came up with a sack. Watch Bulger this afternoon with a little bit of a gimpy left knee.
8-yard loss. And here's the punt by Mark Folliso alone. Changed his number. And now down to the 40-yard line. Good coverage by West Virginia. Tackled by Chris Edmonds. But that man, Andy Urakri, made the big play for Miami, an 8-yard sack. And the RedHawks will put the ball in play when we come back from their own 40. No score here at West Virginia. Today's Big East Football Conference game is brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts. Stop by your neighborhood Dunkin' Donuts and start every day off with a cup of our delicious fresh brewed coffee. Try original, decaf, hazelnut, French vanilla, or cafe blend. Miami of Ohio about to put it in play for the first time. The Miami University RedHawks. Here's their quarterback celebrating his 22nd birthday today, Mike Bath. Happy birthday, Mike. First play from the 43. What a surprise. Travis Prentice gets the call. And he's brought down by the linebacker, Kyle Caden, involved on that stop against Travis Prentice. Take a look at starting lineups for Miami. Travis Prentice, the All-American. He is the story today for their offense. Sly Johnson last week, 4 catches, 41.5 per catch. Good speed man. And Chris Kalifatis, he anchors that offensive line. One of the best centers in the Mid-America Conference. Bath going to throw, second down. Throws to Prentice. Prentice breaks one tackle, gets it up to the 49, so he picks up 6.
Complete to number 41, Travis Prentice.
Kyle Caden on that stop. Antoine Lake made his first collegiate start last week. Picked up a sack and a half and a tackle for a loss last week against East Carolina. Robinette, Brady, and Freeman. Barrett Green, outstanding linebacker, although allergies last week really slowed him down last week. And Nate Terry was 1997 first team All Big East performer. Third down here for Bath. Looking, loose ball. West Virginia's got it. Antoine Lake caused that fumble, number 87, and then it was recovered by Kevin Freeman.
We talked about it in the open, how infrequently this Miami team fumbles the football. Kind of ironic on their first possession. Antoine Lake collapses the pocket, gets his hand on the football. Mike Bath with really no opportunity. Good job by number 42, Kevin Freeman, getting the start and injured Mark Thurston. This is what we call a bull rush, folks. 6'5", 275-pound Antoine Lake makes it happen in the pocket and creates that turnover.
Ball at the West Virginia 49-yard line. Run up the middle with Coburn. Coburn breaks a couple tackles, moves that pile. Nice gain, about 9 yards. Gets it into Miami territory. Justin Cohen with the tackle for Miami. Miami's offense, very significant there. They protect the ball beautifully. Been a long time since they had fumbled until that play by Antoine Lake. 9-yard gain by Coburn. 2nd down and 1 at the Miami 42. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen out of the gun. Coburn gets the ball, breaks it left side. Got the first down and more, delivers the blow as he gets inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Brandon Godsey finally brings him down.
Interesting yesterday talking to the West Virginia staff about Mr. Coburn. Young man that's filling some huge shoes. Amos Zaraway is no longer in the West Virginia backfield. You talk about number 22. Bill Legg, the offensive line coach, said he has a blue-collar mentality with white-collar skills. I like that.
That is good. Wonder how hard Billy worked for that, but it was good. Very effective line.
You know, Billy may be a poet. I'm not quite sure.
14-yard pickup by Coburn. Ball at the 28. Out of the gun. Swing it outside. Brown can't hold it. I tell you what, if he holds it, he might have had 6. He's the speed guy for West Virginia.
And you have to ask yourself, number 4, Mark Bolger, for the people that didn't watch last week's game, he got injured for the first time really in his career. Talking to the coaches, he doesn't tape his ankle. He doesn't like anything on him. This week he's got a knee brace on his left side. He got his knee caught, tweaked a little bit. It scared a lot of West Virginia coaches, I know that. He seems a little bit off right now.
0 for 3. Not the start he was looking for. 2nd down and 10 from the 28. Comes a blitz by Miami. They pick it up, and then look at this play by Coburn. He bounces off 3 or 4 people. We were told that Miami loves to blitz. That was a 2nd down play. Dustin Cohen came charging in.
Dustin Cohen and also number 36, Mike Yeager. They're going to come after him right there. Yeager's got to make the play in the hole. Coburn shows a great job of keeping his balance and gaining that extra yards. Oftentimes, young fellas, when you're running the football like that, that's typically when the running back will fumble the ball. Good job of taking care of it.
Coburn's numbers last week. 3rd down and 4. Bolger throwing. That's a play that didn't work earlier. Corey Ivy breaking it down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, West Virginia.
This is
Tackle
a quarterback.
made by Robert Jordan.
This is a quarterback we remember. Bolger, very accurate. Hits Corey Ivy right on the 8. Corey Ivy is a dynamic wide receiver. Coming into this 1999 season, one big question mark was the offense of West Virginia. For the first time in 10 years, they did not have any returning starting offensive linemen. This offensive line they've got now is learning on the job. Before last week, none had a career start. They're going to build that chemistry. This offensive line will improve as this year goes on.
1st and goal, and they come out of the shotgun as we look at one of the young offensive line. Look at the snap. Bolger running for his life. Brown, bubble screen doesn't work. Broken up by Eddie Price, number 21 for Miami. Boy, a lot of things wrong with that one.
That was when, you know, one of those plays where you just know that nothing's going to go right. Starts with a high snap. Conti, number 76. Good job of Bolger showing his athletic ability and getting it up right there. Keep an eye on number 5 this afternoon. Antonio Brown, a blazer, 4.2 speed. In the open field can be dynamic.
Fortunate to have lost just 7 yards and not the ball. 2nd down and goal from the 12. Bolger, fade, end zone, got a man there. Incomplete, he was out of bounds. Pat Green thought he had 6. He was going against Miami's defensive back, Michael Adams.
Mark Bulger audibling at the line of scrimmage. And we talked to Dan Summerall, the offensive coordinator, yesterday. Miami is going to come after him early and often, first and second down in particular. Bulger spreading the field. Pretty good job of catching the football as his feet inbound. Keep a close watch on number 21. Is it a catch? Looks like he's bobbling.
Bobbling the ball.
Good call by the guys in the striped uniform.
They tried again. Ball's up in the air. And West Virginia not effective in the red zone. Last week in the red zone for the Mountaineers, they'd done a real good job going 4 for 4. But not today.
This is what you like about Bulger. Even when the game doesn't start the way you'd like, you don't see any panic. His emotion stays basically the same. He would be a great gunslinger back in the Wild West, you know. Never changes his expression.
Jay Taylor for the field goal attempt. 29 yards. And it's good. So Jay Taylor now 2 for 2 in field goals this year. Hit one from 22 last week against East Carolina. So the Mountaineers take advantage of a Mike Bath fumble and convert it into a score. It's 3-0 West Virginia early on here in the first quarter at Morgantown.
Someday there will be.
Mountaineers with a 3-0 lead as they capitalize on a rare Miami fumble, and that's something we talked to Don Nehlen about yesterday, about what the defense has to do.
Missed a million tackles and had guys out of position and just didn't play near as well as I thought maybe we would. Offensively, we were sporadic, but at times I thought we did a couple decent things. You know, we lost both the entire offensive line and defensive line, so we knew we'd have some problems, but we're going to have to tackle better if we have any chance to win any game.
Don and the coaching staff a little shell-shocked after the poor defensive performance last week as we look at the scoring drive from just a couple seconds ago.
You're speaking about being shell-shocked. Can you imagine being a defensive player sitting in Steve Dunlap's meeting last Sunday? You're talking about sitting on the edge of your seat?
Get out of that room as quickly as possible, I tell you. Jay Taylor kicks off. Sly Johnson and Steve Little are deep for Miami. This is Sly Johnson. Got himself into a hole and never recovered. Great defensive field position for West Virginia. Did a good job covering one of the fastest men on the Miami Ball Club. A 3-yard return. The RedHawks will start from their own 12-yard line.
And look for Miami to go back to what they do best. Hand the ball off to number 41.
Miami, we're not talking pushover here, folks, by no stretch of the imagination. 10-1 a year ago. The only team that beat them was Marshall. Mike Bath, a long call. Prentice, nice quick move with the feet. Picks up about 6. Those quick feet. Tell you what, head up and the quick feet could have, if he doesn't have those qualities, he doesn't make this game.
Well, look at these legs. This guy's 6 foot, 230 pounds, and look at the footwork in the hole. Patience. And the one thing you've got to realize about the Miami offensive line, by many publications, this is one of the top 10 offensive lines in the nation.
Second down and 3 at the Miami 19. Nice 6-yard gain. Bath throwing outside and dropped. Put it on the bounce. Trevor Gaylor. He's the senior out of Hazelwood, Ohio. Back from a knee injury on the first play in spring. Had a partial right knee tear in the cartilage. But he's the 15th player in Miami history to go for 1,000+ yards.
Both of these quarterbacks seem to be a little uptight early.
Yeah.
Bath seems a little bit hesitant, and this is not the type of game that we typically see out of Bulger.
Third down from the Miami 20. As we look at Kyle Cade. Tough yardage needed here by Miami. And they go to their horse. Prentice, can he get it to the edge? Turns the corner, first down and more for Miami. Penalty flag late thrown from the back judge. But a nice gain by Prentice Brought down by Chris Edmonds.
The big guy shows you something there, getting around the corner, and you worry about a guy that's 230 pounds and what type of speed he has. He outruns the cornerback to the edge, gets on the corner. For a guy 230 pounds, he's been clocked at 4.37.
Both flags are for holding on the offense. The penalty will be 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat the down.
James McConaughey and his crew in charge today. Wipes out an 11-yard gain.
Watch the left side of your screen. Right there. Calufadis, the center, looked like he got a hand. Look at the speed, though. This is what you're impressed by. Even though they lose 10 yards and they lose picking up a first down, you've seen why there's so much Heisman hype about number 41, Prentice.
No doubt about it. 3rd and 13 from the 9-yard line. Prentice will be the lone back in this setup. 38% on third down conversions thus far. One game under the belt, big one against Northwestern. Bath straight back all day. Crossing pattern, got him in. Heck of a catch. Great catch by Ty Buxton, the senior from Worthington, Ohio. It's his first catch of the season. Nicely done.
West Virginia defense unable to put any pressure on Bath. If you let this young man sit in the pocket, he will hurt you. Buxton, watch his protection. This is what we call a pocket. Good job by this offensive line. This offensive line's got 3 seniors starting. Good job of throwing and catching. You see how he uses his hands? Good job of catching the football.
No huddle for Miami as they get the ball out to the 32-yard line. Prentice. Good stop. Good stop by West Virginia. Antoine Lake, we've already called his name once, causing a fumble the last time Miami had the ball, and this time he got right into Prentice's face, beating that block.
For a guy that's 6'5", plays with extremely good leverage. Number 78, the right tackle, Joe Costello. Watch the penetration by Lake right there. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Great job of playing and keeping your pad level. Stay below the offensive blocker. Got some long arms, doesn't he?
Sure does. Lost maybe a half a yard. Second down for Miami, and Mike Bath doesn't have the personnel or the right play called against that defense put on the field by West Virginia. First time out of the afternoon for the RedHawks. 7:43 to go here in the first quarter. Mountaineers of West Virginia lead Terry Hepner's ball club from Miami 3-0. We'll be back right after this. Hey, this is the home opener here at West Virginia and a festive occasion. Everybody, all fired up. Got the burgers.
I hope they're there after the game.
That's right. It's a long walk back to the car, right? West Virginia, that's Greg Robinette, the nose tackle. 6'2", 285-pound senior out of Hamden, West Virginia. Got a second down and 10 at the 32. Bath. The out pattern, a little bit too much juice on that one. Through the hands of Ty Buxton.
There are going to be some opportunities for this Miami RedHawk offensive squad. Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator from West Virginia, committed 7, 8, at times 9 people in the box to stop Prentice. What that's going to wind up doing, Dave, they're going to have man-to-man coverage on the end. The one thing he's confident about, number 28, Nate Terry, and number 3, Perlo Bastine, 2 very exceptional cover guys on the corner.
Third down and 10 on the 32. Johnson in motion. After throws, got time, had time, and down he goes. Chris Edmonds, number 41, among the first there. Second sack this afternoon by West Virginia.
This is a different defense than what we saw last week against East Carolina. Different attitude. We talked about this defensive squad, and Dunlap said, you know what, our entire linebacking core stunk last week. Number 41 was part of it, Chris Edmonds, coming up with a sack. A running back.
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
And the thing we got to talk about, when we talk about the missed tackles and the amount of yards that they gave up, college kids are not as fortunate as the pro football. They don't have a preseason. They don't have a 4-week period to work all the kinks out. When they come out and flip the coin for the first game, pretty much what you see is what you get, and they can't put kids on the ground in practice.
First look at Kent McCullough from Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, with the West Allegheny High School, not too far from here, about an hour north. 40% of his punts a year ago went inside the 20. This one he hits pretty good. And boy, does he get a great bounce. Just a fabulous bounce. Got a penalty flag back upfield.
They're going to call roughing the punter. This was the latest roughing the punter I've ever seen. Unbelievable. The official held the flag for at least 3 or 4 seconds. I'm not sure if he wanted to make the call, couldn't find the flag. Not a real popular call here at Mountaineer Stadium.
It's going to wipe out a 59-yard punt. See Don Nailing and Bill Legg is offensive line.
Roughing the kicker on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So what a break for Miami.
Huge break for Miami. And you got to realize Miami's punter is only at 13 yards. His own man is blocked into him. This is not roughing the punter. The only thing about it, Dave, the referee is standing right there. He held his flag for seemingly ever. We talked about him earlier. Sometimes the guys in the striped shirts get them right. This one right now, this was a bad call. Bill Legg doesn't understand this.
We're in Morgantown, West Virginia. This is Big East football at Mountaineer Field. Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders. Good to be with you as we start another year. Big East coverage. Here's Mike Babb. Home run ball. Got a man down there. He had to wait for it. It's Johnson. Can he get to the end zone? Touchdown, Miami. And they convert quickly. Mike Bath really took a shot. That's a 56-yard scoring play from Bath to Johnson.
We spoke of it early. West Virginia is going to commit 7, 8, at times 9 people to stopping number 41, Travis Prentice. What that does, it presents some opportunities in the passing game. Sly Johnson, number 3, had a big week last week against Northwestern. 4 catches with a 41.5-yard average. Certainly this catch didn't hurt his average at all.
Not at all. They're going to remember that roughing the kicker call for a while here at West Virginia. Here's Andy Brumbergs for the point after. And it's good. So Miami University converts a roughing the kicker penalty into a 56-yard touchdown pass from Mike Bath to Sly Johnson.
It's amazing what happens when you've got number 41 and you can fake the play action. Chris Edmonds, number 41, hits Bath pretty good. Sly Johnson was about 5 yards behind number 28, Nate Terry. Easy throw, easy catch. Nate Terry went to sleep on this one. I'll guarantee you Steve Dunlap is furious on that sideline.
No doubt about it. Johnson beat him so convincingly, their ball hung in the air for a long time.
And it's all set up because of the roughing the punter call, which really should never have been called.
7-3 Miami. Sly Johnson, gotta like his average per catch last year, and he just built on it today.
The thing I would do, I'd throw the football to him more.
Oh, yeah. And he's got serious speed. You can't throw it far enough.
And this Miami RedHawk team, they're not intimidated coming here to Mountaineer Stadium. Understand, last year they went to North Carolina at Kenan Stadium, beat a very good North Carolina team at Kenan Stadium.
Yes, they did.
They've gone to Baton Rouge and played LSU and beaten them. These guys are used to beating very top-notch quality football programs.
Brumbergs to kick off. Miami with a 7-3 lead. Nate Terry, Lewis Daniels lead. Nate Terry. And they battle him and knock him out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Now let's take a look at our Big East leaders, brought to you by Volkswagen, and 2 West Virginia players in this game. Top this list, Corey Ivey and Antonio Brown, off their performances a week ago against East Carolina. Temple in action, their players put up some numbers as well, but didn't put any points on the board, losing 6-0 to Maryland last week. Here come the Mountaineers. They'll put it in play. Corey Ivy for the Mountaineers. Had one dropped and a couple of miscues in that first possession. Colburn to the edge, and he's brought down. Marcellus Hammond, the strong safety, comes up to make the stop. Number 11, senior out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Big safety, 211 pounds, 6'3". The one thing you must question when you look at, they're from the MAC conference. Well, guess what? Jack Lambert came out of the MAC conference. A guy named Randy Moss came out of the MAC conference. They've got some players in this conference.
Coburn, 4 carries, 32 yards so far.
Here comes an audible.
Second down and 7. Coburn gets the call and draws a crowd. Dustin Cohen, Hammond, Rockry among those there for Miami.
As we spoke to the offensive coaches from West Virginia, they have a package where they allow number 4, Mark Bolger, to come up, check with me, run. If he sees the right number in the box, they're going to run the football. If not, they're going to audible out and go to the pass. This is where they were horrible last week. On 3rd down, they averaged 0.2 yards per attempt.
That's amazing. From the 36, this 3rd down and 3. Play action. Bolger, slant pattern. Got a man there, broken up. Didn't get enough air on it. They had Ryan McCullough, GTE Academic All-American candidate, break that one up for Miami.
This is one of the passes where you say this one is completely just dead perfect or dead. McCullough, at the last second, sticks his right arm. Good job. That's what you do. You can typically look in the receiver's eyes, and he can, when his hands go up, you know it's time to turn around and find the ball. Good job by number 22.
Senior out of Hudson, Ohio. Mark Fazzolari, his second punt this afternoon. His first start in collegiate action last week. He's out of Chartiers Houston High School in Washington, Pennsylvania. Gets into this punt pretty good. Ty Buxton lets it bounce. Miami's going to take over at its own 18-yard line. Let's go down the sidelines right now. Check in with John Sanders.
David, you guys talked about it a while ago. You've got a team, Don Nealon had to replace his entire offensive line. Last time that happened was 1989, the year after they played for the national championship. The team that they had last year, the offensive line had made 142 starts. When this season began, the offensive line had made 0 starts. If there's one plus for this offensive line, it's bigger. They averaged 313 pounds. That veteran offensive line that they had last year weighed a mere 280. Back to you guys.
The penalty be assessed.
All right, thank you, John.
Half the distance to the goal.
So a holding penalty against Miami. Instead of starting at its own 18, RedHawks are going to be pushed all the way back to the 9-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Holding on Miami.
Right there, they're trying to double the release guy. Right there, number 1, the cornerback for Michael Adams, the speedster. The one thing you can run with him, don't hold him. Don't hold him.
Look at the RedHawks from their own 9-yard line, leading 7-3. Bath out of the gun. Strong arm through the hands of Sly Johnson. Dangerous pass going wide side, isn't it?
And we've got a chess match going right now. Looks like Miami is going to come out and throw the football to set up the run. They're going to try and loosen up that West Virginia defense, get some of those people out of the box. See, they're spreading the field right now. I like this formation change. 3 wide receivers.
To Bath's right is Travis Prentice. Boy, that had a lot of duck in that one. Well over the head to Johnson Benson. What am I doing? What happened? Johnson was wide open.
I think once this quarter gets over, these quarterbacks are going to settle down. Mike Bath is typically a guy that is smart with the football. Last year, the last 6 games, 10 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Today, he's been a little bit erratic. He's throwing the ball a little bit harder, and subsequently floats on him.
Good kid, too. 6'2", 225. 3rd down. That time. Step, throw, picked off! Chance for a score. They take it down to the 2-yard line. McIntyre with the pick for West Virginia. Corey McIntyre, the junior out of Indiantown, Pennsylvania.
Mike Bath, the quarterback for Miami. If you could have a football on a string, he'd like to pull this one back. Poorly conceived throw. Throwing into traffic, number 34, Corey McIntyre, is the guy on the spot. The West Virginia defense, much maligned after last week's performance, came up with a big play. The ball looked like it was deflected. He's throwing into a crowd regardless. I can see why Corey has never been a running back. He should have scored with that.
He should have. Boy, he'll hear that all week.
Good job of catching the football. Look who makes the tackle, number 41, Travis Prentice.
13 yards on the return, 1st and goal for the Mountaineers on the Miami 2-yard line. Bulger going to throw it. Got it. Touchdown to Anthony Green. Mountaineers retake the lead.
The one key for this Miami team that has allowed them to win 8 games in a row, 13 out of the last 14, taking care of the football and not beating yourself. Terry Hefner, the head coach, has to be scratching his head right now. We're 10 minutes into this game, Dave. They've already given up 2 sacks. Mike Bath has fumbled the football, and he's thrown an interception that's led to a touchdown.
Jay Taylor's point after. Put that in the books. West Virginia capitalizes on a mistake to retake the lead. 5:23 to go, first quarter. Great play action.
Number 49, I'll guarantee you there's one guy that's going to certainly miss his blocking. That's number 20, former number 20, Amos Zeraway. Anthony Green, 6'2", 245 pounds. Shows that he's got a little touch with his hands. You got to give him a crumb. If you're going to ask him to do all the dirty work, at least give him a touchdown occasionally.
Well, they really like him. A classic tough guy fullback is Anthony Green, who can catch it. Amos Zeraway said he'd be a feature back in most programs. Other scores involving some Big East ball clubs. Penn State leading Pittsburgh.
Penn State's pretty good, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. UAB. Virginia Tech have to find a new quarterback today. Temple on the road at Kansas State later on tonight. Central Michigan visiting Syracuse in a night contest. And Texas and Rutgers. Texas, good-looking ball club, really put some hurt on Stanford last week. Wisconsin leading another club from the Mid-American Conference.
They've got another big running back, Ron Bain.
A great kick by Taylor. Made no question about that one. Drove it over Sly Johnson's head. So Corey McIntyre's interception sets up the West Virginia touchdown. Anthony Green scored it. Anthony Green, his second touchdown of the season. He had 4 last year.
Let's go, baby. Let's keep it high.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a very easy one. He'll take it.
I know you've had that one.
Here comes Miami from the 20. And trailing 10-7. Prentice. A couple of yards up the middle. McIntyre and company there holds Prentice to about a 2-yard gain. Take a look at the Miami University coaching box. Looking at Mel Tucker there, closest to your screen. Joe Posick, second man in. Going to come up with some kind of a scheme here.
They're going to have a better performance out of their quarterback. West Virginia is going to make them throw the football to beat them.
On a wobble on that one, knocked down by Gary Tompkins, the strong safety.
West Virginia defense right now is committed to stopping number 41. Travis Prentice is not going to beat this football team. One number we want to keep a hold of. When Prentice rushes for 150, they're 11-0. Once again, number 11, Gary Tompkins gets his hand on the football, and you expect this from seniors. You know, when you talk about the problems they had last week against East Carolina, this is a defense that has 7 seniors starting.
Mike Bath not having a good day. 3rd down and 8. Bath does not like what he sees. Miami just 1 of 4 on 3rd down situations thus far.
He needs to settle down right now. He's a little bit anxious. The game hasn't gone the way he had anticipated it. He's been sacked a couple times. He's lost a fumble. He's thrown an interception. The best thing the coaching staff can do, settle him down, calm him down. and try and formation West Virginia so they don't have so many people in the box, and give Mr. Prentice an opportunity to run the ball.
Talking to his quarterback coach and offensive coordinator, Greg Seaman.
But the bottom line, if you're the quarterback, you have to throw the football more accurately than what we've seen this afternoon.
A lot of flutter on it. You know, we were watching some tape yesterday. You were marveling at Achilles Smith as we saw some tape, how tight his spirals are. Well, Mike Bath is not throwing that. It is.
Look at the goalpost down there. It's much breezy.
He's throwing into a wind.
I mean, it's pretty and everything. As an offensive lineman, this is the kind of weather you love. It's 75 degrees, no humidity. You can play all afternoon.
Big play here, 3rd down and 8 for Miami at the 22. Prentice the lone setback. Now whistle.
Please reset the 25-second clock.
West Virginia showing the blitz. Watch them to come off the edge.
From the bottom of your screen?
Watch number 42, Kevin Freeman.
Okay. Freeman at the bottom of your screen. He does come. They pick it up. Bath in trouble. Throws. Makes the catch. And, well, that does not look like it'll be good enough for a first down. Ty Buxton made the catch. Scooter Davis drilled him out of bounds.
This is going to be very close.
Number 23, Scooter Davis.
He may be half the football short. In fact, it is 4th down.
(10-7) ball game. West Virginia. They had a roughing the kicker penalty against the Mountaineers that set up a 56-yard pass from Bath to Johnson, and then West Virginia got a turnover and converted that into 6.
I thought they were going for this on 4th down. They're going to have to hurry up and beat the clock. There's only 11 seconds on the 25-second clock.
So 4th and 1 at the 30. They rush Brumberg's in. Check that, Kent McCullough, punter. And I tell you what, that clock wound down, and the wind is definitely factoring in here as that punt went up and got knocked down, but he got a heck of a bounce. They get a roll to the 38-yard line of West Virginia.
Once again, the 25-second clock had elapsed about 2 or 3 seconds. I don't know what these officials are seeing out there. They're not exactly in midseason form either.
And so it goes in the game of football. 33 yards.
I love to be able
on
to
the
talk
punt.
about officials now.
Hey,
as long as they don't call holding, okay? That's the biggest fear for the offensive line. At least in the college game, they don't tell everybody in the stadium who it is.
Holding number 53.
I heard that a couple times.
Yeah, you did. Mountaineers from their 38. Cooper-Rigo's in the game. Cohen drills him. Dustin Cohen, the outstanding linebacker for Miami. Really put the wood to Cooper-Rigo.
They marvel at this guy, number 46, Dustin Cohen, a Butkus Award candidate. Led the MAC conference last year in tackles with 140. That's a bunch of tackles. 146 tackles. 6'5", 245 pounds. Runs about a 4.6 40. You see his numbers last week: 12 tackles, 2 sacks. I would be rushing the quarterback with him more. Look at him. He's in the slot right now covering Antonio Brown.
It's a heck of a chore. Run it up the middle. Here you go, big whirl. First down, West Virginia into Miami territory. Cooper-Rigo, the transfer from Notre Dame. He sat out last year. Was brought down by Vercellus Hammond. And I was surprised, like you were, Jeff, that they gave away number 20 so soon.
Well, number 20, Rigo, you know what? He's another big running back. Another guy that's got his legs, got his shoulders down to the ground. We got a guy hurt on the field. This is what West Virginia's offense has to do. 3 wide receivers, try and spread this defense out from Miami, and then exploit him running the football. Once you start getting him and having this type of success running the ball inside, then number 4, Mark Bolger, comes back.
Robert Jordan's the injured Miami player, the middle linebacker, the junior from Camden, Ohio. Won Miami's Outstanding Walk-On Award. Let's look at Rigo. He had a 13-yard gain there. And good to see that Jordan's able to get up and walk off the field. Let's go down to John Sanders.
Dave, I got a trivia question for you guys. Who was the coach here before Don Nehlen? This is 20 years, puts him in unique company with people like Paterno, Edwards, Bobby Bowden have all been 20-plus years at the same school. Bowden, he coached here, but there's a 4-year interval there, so it was Frank Signetti, who's now at IUP. He was the coach before Don Nehlen. Remember? I know you do.
Oh, yeah, we're of a certain age, sure. Remember. Thank you, John. Here's Cooper Rigo breaking a tackle. Good job. Ran through Vercellus Hammond. And Cooper Rigo showing why he was the State Player of the Year in New Jersey a couple of years ago. And St. Joseph's in Montvale, New Jersey.
And one of the big question marks for this Mountaineer team was how was their offensive line going to perform in '99? Wilson, Dixon, Conte, Gilliam, Russell. You're talking about where's the beef? These guys are about 6'5", 315-pound average. Their poor little left tackle, Matt Wilson's only 6'5", 295. Bill Legg said he looked like a child amongst men.
Antonio Brown in motion. Play action. First time we get to look at the tight end, Anthony Beck. Great determination for the first down inside the 25 for West Virginia. Brandon Godsey brings him down. Anthony Beck from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, and Monsignor Bonner High School, the same school that produced Heisman Trophy winner John Cappelletti. An ankle injury, too, for Beck.
And Beck is a combination of grace and power. Good blocker, but he's also a nimble receiver. Good job of catching it with his hands. And look at this power. 6'6", 265 pounds. There's a lot of guys in the pros. Oh, he got his leg called underneath him?
Sure enough. Lucky
he didn't blow a knee out right there.
Very lucky indeed. Sean Burton replaces him, a freshman from Greensburg, PA. First and 10. Ball right at the 25-yard line. They got a good thing going with Rico. They keep it going. Blast it down close to the 20-yard line. Petrovic. Bob Petrovic, number 92 with the tackle. Boy, Beck, that's got to be so disconcerting because you make a good play, make your first catch of the game, the 4th of the year, and then somebody rolls up on your ankle.
Look at the guns on this guy, though. For a tight end, typically tight ends, you go, well, yeah, they're pretty. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's
6'6", 265.
One of the tri-captains, along with Barrett Green and Mark Bolger. 2nd and 5 at the 20. Some movement there. They run Rigo. Rigo, I tell you what, he is finding a lot of room. Vercellus Hammond has to come up again from the strong safety spot. Jeff, to make that tackle, not a good sign when your strong safety has to make all these stops.
What a job by number 69, Rick Gilliam. This offensive line starting to take control of the game. You look at the right side, combined weight 635 pounds. There's some pushing, there's some mauling right there, folks. This is a bludgeoning with a dull instrument. This is the kind of football you love. If you're number 69, this is the kind of game you want to be in.
Rick Gilliam got to be getting some good momentum here. Play action. Look at the tight end. Throw middle. Man is there. Touchdown! Corey Ivy.
What a job by the skinny kid. Number 4 this year, Mark Bolger. They've had success running the football. Why don't we try a little play action, a little play fake? You get some type of sense to the arm strength of Mark Bolger. Fakes the run. And you know what? Just flicks that thing in the end zone. Great job by number 8. Good concentration by Corey Ivy.
Taylor for the point after. And he missed it. So Taylor hooked the point after. That's his first miss this season. Last year he went 43 of 46.
See the play action? Watch this arm strength. He just flicks it right there. Great job of throwing the football. Look at Ivy. He had to sift through the arms of the Miami defenders. This is how you catch the football, young people. Watch his hands. That's what he's going to catch with. Just flicks it right there. Watch Ivy. Hands. Uses his hands to catch the football. Good job of staying in bounds.
So important. How about the read, too? He made a real good read.
Well, look at the vertical, the little vertical jump there. And everybody's wondering about this West Virginia offense. You know, Gone is Sean Foreman. Gone is Zaraway. Gone is Solomon Page. They had so many people that were such an integral part of this offense last year that are no longer here. Good news is they're on NFL rosters.
Yes, indeed.
6 players from last year's team are right now on NFL rosters.
So West Virginia, the point after is no good, so 16-7. And that after a punt of 33 yards by Miami. Taylor with the wind bangs this one down. To Slide Johnson about the 3. Finds some room. He's a good speed man, 25-30. And brought down at about the 39-yard line. He got caught up high by Lewis Daniels, number 9. Wrapped him up and threw him down. That was the final play of the first quarter. And the Mountaineers lead the Miami RedHawks by the score of 16-7. We'll be back right after this. Starting the second quarter, Mountaineers lead the RedHawks 16-7 here at Morgantown. Not a full house, but a real good crowd here at Mountaineer Field. Miami from its own 39. I think we'll start to see a lot more of Mr. Prentice, and I tell you what, nice play there by the linebacker. Chris Edmonds, number 41, gets his opposite number from behind, and Prentice gets up limping a little bit. Take a look at our Buick first quarter stats.
Miami offense basically non-existent with the exception of the 1 touchdown pass to Johnson. Only 9 yards rushing. Great job by West Virginia's defensive unit. They had their pride tested last week. All through practice, I'm sure Steve Dunlap called them every name in the book, and they've responded.
No gain on that play by Prentice. Fake it to Prentice. Pass. Got a streaky man down the middle. Broke it up. He had his man, Slide Johnson. If he put it up in the air just a little bit, he would have had a chance to get 6, but Nate Terry broke it up.
Play broken up by number 28, Nate Terry.
This is Big East football. Glad to have you with us here in Morgantown, West Virginia at Mountaineer Field. Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders with you. Interconference action is the Mid-American Conference Miami RedHawks visit the Big East West Virginia Mountaineers. Another third down play for Beck. Got time, airs it out. He's got a man wide open. That should be 6 to Trevor Gaylor. To the 5, touchdown Miami.
We talked earlier about the cornerbacks for West Virginia. Number 28, Nate Terry, once again bites on the play action. There was confusion right there. He turns Terry around. He looks like he's expecting some help in the middle of the field from Jerry Porter. Gaylor just simply outruns the West Virginia defense. And I don't know, my legs aren't that flexible anymore. I like his little slinky walk into the end zone. He can't believe he was that wide open.
Sportsmanlike conduct foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Try for point.
Probably on what you were just talking about.
Exactly.
Just run into the end zone, big guy.
Do not express yourself.
You already are by scoring.
You scored, okay? Give the guy the ball. Go back to the bench. So he can't believe it.
And Fred, the leader's going over. You see Prentice was on your left there, and Adams. And they congratulate him, but, yo, you're killing us. Now you make this attempt, which was a layup. Now we're talking a 35-yard attempt.
Brumbergs is going, yeah, wait till I get to the sideline. I'm going to have words with you.
These points are important. Good snap. Kick is up. And it's good. And guess what? Trevor Gaylor owes one to Andy Brumbergs. But can you believe how open Trevor Gaylor was for his 3rd catch of the season? And Mike Bath put plenty of air under it this time and led to a 62-yard score for Miami. They're right back in it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a wild one here. Just starting the second quarter, and West Virginia leading Miami 16-14. And make sure you join us next week. Our Big East football game of the week. Kent taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers, noon Eastern time next Saturday. Check your local listings.
This Miami offense has not been exactly the type of smooth operation you'd like. 19 total plays. 162 yards. 2 plays account for 117 of those 162.
That's not too shabby. And a good decision by Lewis Daniels to keep that one there and bring it out to the 20. I tell you what, the 2 big passes sort of remind you of the 63 San Diego Chargers. Everybody run deep.
Just throw it up, and if you keep throwing them, maybe we'll break one.
That's it.
And you have to wonder at some point, does this missed extra point by West Virginia come back to haunt you?
You know it will. If they always do, don't they?
It's amazing how quiet this stadium is after that touchdown catch.
And I tell you what, the play before to Johnson was wide open. It was a bad throw by Bath, and Terry broke it up. Come the Mountaineers. Colburn is back in. Nice gain up to about the 28-yard line. So Cooper Rigo had his chance in the previous Mountaineer possession. And that time, now we have Colburn right back. Matt Robillard made the stop. Pittsburgh has tied the score at Happy Valley. Played them tough last year. No score, UAB against Va Tech. Michigan leading the Rice Owls up at the Big House. And Wisconsin and Ron Dane shutting out Ball State. Alabama trying to regain some of its past glory, beating Houston. Second down and 3 at the 27. First tackle. No flags. They get it outside to Carlos Acegueda. First time we see him today. His second catch of the year. Godsey made the stop.
Dave, coming into West Virginia, I really didn't know what to expect from this offense. Graduation and early departure from Solomon Page and Amos Zaraway, they had so many holes to fill. I've been very impressed with how their offensive line has dominated the line of scrimmage. We haven't exactly seen the normal Mark Bulger. I like what I see in number 20 and number 22, Coburn and Rigo. This offensive line is big.
They've done a good job. Brown's in motion. Sideline ball. Pat Green broken up. Well done. Well played by Michael Adams. Try to run a flyer with Pat Green down the sideline. They put a lot of speed on that side with Ivy, Green, and Antonio Brown.
And the one thing the coaches yesterday, speaking of the West Virginia offensive coaches, was concerned about, you see the numbers for Bulger, 6 for 13, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The thing that they were concerned with was his left knee. They said he's about 90%, and you look at that left knee, he's got a brace on there to protect it this afternoon.
Second down from the 32. Play action throw and a little low and outside from Bulger. Tried to get it to Corey Ivy. Looks like he rushed that one big time.
He looks like he's dropping back, and before he actually gets set, he's trying to cut the ball loose. And a lot of West Virginia fans will remember that for 3 years, Mark Bulger was number 10, wasn't he?
Number 10, but his dad was a backup quarterback to, I think, one of your ex-teammates, Joe Theismann, at Notre Dame, and he wore 4 during those days, 70-71 club.
And Mr. Theismann wore number 3.
7,
one of those numbers. It was single digit.
Joe Montana wore 3.
Theismann had a birthday 2 days ago.
How about Dustin Cohen on that screen? They had it set up. Cohen goes airborne, knocks it down. So not a real fruitful offensive possession. Nicely done by Dustin Cohen.
This game has been going in waves, Dave. One team takes control. Right now, it looks like Miami's regained it after the big touchdown pass. Their defense comes out 3 and out, and this is not what Don Nealon and his staff wanted to see.
Not at all. Ty Buxton deep to get this one. That was Cohen. Got a piece of that. Buxton is taken down, but he got the ball and the kicker. So that's a fight. That's a legal play. I don't know why fans are booing. Dustin Cohen with a terrific effort. Got in on the punter, Fazzolari. So when we come back, Miami will put it in play from its own 29. Momentum on the RedHawks side when we get back. West Virginia by 2 over Miami. 12:27 to go, second quarter. And as we take a look at our Follett Lineman of the Week, brought to you by Follett.com. For new and used college textbooks, get online with Follett.com. And our salute to Keith Short, led the way last week for Virginia Tech. 6 rushing touchdowns, 3 by Michael Vick. Travis Prentice, whoa, boy, ran into a log jam right in the middle of the West Virginia defensive unit. Jerry Porter was there along with Barrett Green. Not a 6-yard, not a pretty gain, but 6 yards nonetheless. Ball to the 35. Not the Heisman Trophy numbers we expected at the top of our show. Gaylor in motion, they run Prentice. Got a pretty decent block, but you know what? Too many men on that side of the ball wearing West Virginia blue. They outmanned him. Greg Romadette, number 99, led the charge with Nate Terry.
We talk about it. They're overloading what we call the box, the area between the tackles. West Virginia with 8 people at the line of scrimmage. They are bound and determined that number 41 will not beat them. And what that has created is some one-on-one matchups on the edge. And we've seen both Gaylor and Johnson break big touchdowns.
55 for Johnson, 62 for Gaylor. Gaylor's in motion right now. Back, down he goes in the arms of number 41, Chris Edmonds. We expected one number 41 to have a big game. I'll tell you what, the other 41 for West Virginia has played well today. Some pressure, some big tackles.
And the amazing thing that Chris Edmonds gets the sack. Mike Bath somewhat panics in the pocket. Edmonds just completely collapses Prentice. He's known for his running, but he needs to work on his blocking.
3rd sack by the Mountaineers. Here's McCullough. First punt is 33 yards. Brown at the 31, and down he goes. Good pressure, good coverage there for Miami. The first man down was Rod Clark. DeMarco Jones gets credit for the tackle, but Clark made that play happen. 10:33 to go, second quarter. West Virginia 16-14, leading the Miami RedHawks. When we come back, West Virginia will put the ball in play from its own 33. Welcome back, everybody. 10:33 to go, second quarter. West Virginia leading Miami. Let's go down to John Sanders for an injury update.
The update is on Anthony Beck. I talked to him when he was getting his ankle retaped by the trainers. He said he was going to go back in. He did not go back in on the last series. As a matter of fact, he has left the field. He's gone back into the locker room. Don't know about his status for the rest of this afternoon, and that is a big blow to Mark Bulger and the Mountaineers.
Yes, indeed, John. Thank you very much. Out of the shotgun, and they run it up the middle. Good play by Vercellus Hammond. It's got to be about his 6th or 7th tackle this afternoon. It brings down Yvonne Coburn.
It's not always good when your safety's making a lot of tackles.
Not at all.
I've been very impressed with the West Virginia offensive line. Their center, John Conte, a homegrown guy, right here from Morgantown. Terry Dixon right there with a good block.
6-yard pickup. Second down from the 39. Same play. Coburn, first down and more. Miami territory, foot race down to the 33-yard line. First down, West Virginia. Brandon Gotze. We talked so much about the Miami running game. Now West Virginia showing its muscle.
And this was something they weren't able to do last week, only averaging 3 yards per carry. This big offensive line, just put a helmet on somebody, and you know what? Start pushing. That's exactly what happens. I like this young man, Coburn. Blue-collar mentality, white-collar skills. We just saw that.
27 yards on the pickup by Coburn. Try it again. This time, Cooper Regal. Oh, boy, did he take a lick. Did you see that hit? Momentum went backwards. Brian McCullough, the free safety.
You could hear that hit up in the booth.
Felt it.
You want to be a running back in NCAA? Listen to this one.
That's plastic on plastic, folks. Big blow, 2-yard gain. Bulger to throw. Too much for Pat Green.
Hits like that will knock your fillings loose.
Yes, so. And some people say knock your mama's fillings loose too.
You know what?
I mean, that was a good pop.
You know, I've got cringes up here in the booth, and I'm not even getting hit.
That's it. A lot of credit to McCullough. First team academic all Mid-Atlantic Mid-American Conference last year. Third down and 8 at the 32. Play action. Good block by Rigo. Uh-oh, face mask. Sack. It looked like there should have been a face mask there, and they did get it. Gino DiGiandomenico in his first sack of the day. His second sack of the afternoon.
From an NCAA Division I all-name team, Gino DiGiandomenico. You're talking, he must have been 13 years old before he learned how to spell it. There it is. He got the right hand on Bulger's face mask. He tried to get it off quick. Too little, too late.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You have to make that call. When you get a guy's face mask, the person on the end of it is at your beck and mercy. You can drag him all over this field.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Good job by the officials.
Mountaineers with a 2-point lead, trying to extend it. Cooper Rigo up the middle. Good tackle from behind by Dustin Cohen. Came in and made that play. He's active. I mean, it's one thing to read the press clippings and see tape, but when you see a guy live and he's flying all over the place, that's very impressive, and you can see why he made third-team All-American last year.
And you've got a 245-pound linebacker that has the ability to cover people in the slot. You don't see that.
Yeah, that's extraordinary.
I would like to see them rush him more as a pass rusher.
3-yard gain. Bulger, not liking what he sees, calls timeout. And we will take the break with them at 8:06 to go, second quarter. Scoring pace is slowed down just a little bit. 16-14, West Virginia over Miami. Mark Bulger and the Mountaineers in the red zone when we come back. Big East football from Morgantown. West Virginia leading 16-14. Mountaineers threatening. Second down and 7 from the Miami 20-yard line after a face mask penalty against Miami. Dustin Cohen showing blitz on the right edge, bottom of your screen. He comes, and look out, Bulger. They had a party in the backfield. Andy Aracri, number 98. Robert Jordan's there. Cohen was there. Potter. Everybody got a piece of that sack.
It may have been easier to name the people that weren't there. This is what we call a jailbreak. Bulger, you know what? There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The best thing he can do with that gimpy knee, now I'm not going to say he's gimpy. Get on the ground. Live to play another play.
Good point. Good look at Cohen, who's been all over the field. Carlos Acegueda, top of your screen. Third down and 13 for the Mountaineers. Back goes Bulger. Under pressure, screen left side. Coburn with blocking. But a heck of a play by Yeager. Mike Yeager tripped him up and prevented further damage from Miami.
And number 6, their cornerback, Godsey, also a good job of making this play.
Other scores involving Big East teams. How about Pittsburgh hanging tough at Happy Valley, 10-7.
And we're going to see the Panthers next week.
Against Kent. Virginia Tech leading. Michigan in front of Rice. Here's Jay Taylor, 35-yard field goal attempt. Good snap placement, and the kick into the wind is on the money. So Taylor's field goal extends the West Virginia lead to 19-14. 29 yards, 35 yards on the field goal. He hit one earlier from 29 yards. He did, however, miss an extra point. Travis Prentice looking to get motoring here. Wisconsin extending its lead to 19-0 over Ball State. Alabama by a touchdown over Houston. 19-14. Hear from Miami coach Terry Hepner in a few minutes. Talk to him for our game.
The officials have been a big part of this game early. Roughing the punter, which probably should not have been called, allowed Miami to have a second chance. They capitalized with a big 62-yard touchdown pass from Bath. Number 3, Sly Johnson. This last series, we saw the West Virginia offense stop, only be given a second chance with a face mask call. Certainly should have been called.
Taylor set to kick off. High kick down to the 5-yard line. Johnson's got it, 20. Got a couple of blockers. Keeps his balance, and if he maintained his balance, he might have really been able to open it up. Well, we spoke to Terry Hepner yesterday about his All-America running back, Travis Prentice, and he told us about the worth that Prentice brings to this club.
When you talk about Travis Prentice, you start with his great physical skills. He's become a great football player here. Thanks to our strength coach, Dan Dalrymple, he's 40 pounds bigger than when he came in. He's faster. He's a tremendously hard worker. But then you add the intangibles. You add the part that the character and the work ethic, and you got the total package, and I'm glad Travis Prentice is on our side.
Miami fans will say hear, hear to that. Take it to Travis, Bath gonna throw. Under pressure, didn't look for that deep post pattern. Now he's got room down the sideline. First down and more, does the right thing and runs out of bounds. Chased by Barrett Green. Say he went out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Miami.
And to revisit one more thing with Travis Prentice, I'm not sure you can say enough, extra things. I mean, this kid, does he work? Yeah, he's a hard worker. Is he strong? Yeah, he bench presses 415. He cleans 405. He squats 585. He runs a 4.37 40. And he's a good kid. That's the main thing about it. A solid citizen.
Trevor Gaylor in motion. Pitch it back to Prentice. Does a heck of a job avoiding those 3. And this is why he's an All-American, folks. Travis Prentice, first down and more for Miami. That was a good-looking run to the 28-yard line. Gary Tompkins finally brought him down. They almost ran him out of bounds. He stays in and avoided all kinds of contact. Great play.
It didn't look like he had the speed to get around the corner, but he kept going and going. West Virginia's defense does a great job of stringing it out. Number 11, also number 33, Garrett. Barrett Green, you're in Steve Dunn.
Offside, defense, penalties decline, first down.
Offside West Virginia, 23 yards on the gain for Prentice.
And Barrett Green was in a position right there to make the tackle, something that was absolutely the Achilles heel last week. 23 missed tackles led to 257 yards after the first hit.
All at the 29, Prentice. Bounce it outside. Tompkins wouldn't let him do it. I spoke with New York Football Giants general manager Ernie Accorsi, and he was very excited about seeing Prentice run today himself. He said, if everything stays, on course, obviously he's a first-round pick. I said, is he a top 10 pick? He says, well, let's let that play out, but certainly he's going to go very high in the draft next year.
He's going to get a better feel when the season's over and he goes to the Hula Bowl or East West.
Right,
when he gets to the combine, it works out.
Marcus Smith in motion, and a party waiting for Prentice that time. Barrett Green was there. Chris Edmonds first, though. Chris Edmonds, number 41, went after number 41 and got there.
Chris Edmonds has been all over the field this afternoon. Yeah, you want to be the running back? Prentice gets the football and has simply nowhere to go. Look at the number of bodies West Virginia's got between the tackle box. 7, 8 people. It's been virtually impossible for Prentice to gain any easy yards this afternoon.
Jeff, the post patterns have been open all day. Let's see if they go here, 3rd and 15. Bath looking for the post. Had a man there. Now directs into the end zone. Got somebody down there. It's Gaylor. No. Covering on the play, Richard Bryant, number 2 for West Virginia. They look first thing for the post.
They look for the post because typically what is happening, West Virginia is leaving their cornerbacks man-to-man and have been burned a couple of times. Mike Bath showing a little bit more poise in the pocket. This was very close to being a touchdown. Good play by number 2, Richard Bryant, the 6-foot, 175-pound sophomore.
Boy, some nice ups there by Gaylor.
This is going to be an interesting game before it's over. More than willing to bet number 41 is going to have an impact in the white jerseys before long. Long field goal attempt.
Brumbergs from 52 yards. Call it 51. Not nearly enough leg on that one. So Brumbergs is short, as the RedHawks tried to cut their deficit down to 2 points.
I'm not sure that was a wise call by Terry Hepner. One thing you'd like to do going into the halftime, go down by 5 points, but one thing, play field position. Back West Virginia's offense up.
Indeed. This is Big East football from Morgantown, West Virginia. Glad to have you with us. Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders with you once again as we start our 1999 campaign.
And we're wide too safe, aren't we?
The Mountaineers 35. Loose ball, Bulger in trouble. Down he goes at the 20-yard line. That play really blew up.
Mark Bulger has not been the Mark Bulger we've seen before. Just simply loses a handle on the ball, and you have to ask yourself, Dave, he missed some practice time this week with that leg. You see that black wrap around his left leg? Is that affecting him probably more than we'd probably have been led to believe?
He's facing a long one here. From the 21, second down and 24 yards to go.
If I'm Miami, I'm coming after him.
They don't. Play action. Deep ball. Sideline. Ivy. Is there a flag coming? No, sir. Coverage on the play. Brandon Godsey.
And Brandon Godsey can take a big sigh of relief because there was a lot of contact downfield. Corey Ivy running side by side. It looked like there was some contact. Right there, you can see the left arm. I don't know what this official is seeing on the sideline, but he is making a definitive call that there was no penalty.
So a big third down for the Mountaineers. Draw. Everybody calling draw. Nice run. Cooper, good cut. He gets to the 28. But he had about 6 more acres to go to pick up that first down.
And Miami should have decent. I would think about using a timeout right now. There's 3 minutes and 31 seconds to go in this half. I would think about saving some of that time.
Picked up 7 on that play. Bring on the punt team. Mazzolari is in again. Good snap. Boy, that ball looked like he got knocked down big time. Not a good performance on that one. All right, let's go down to John Sanders and see what he has coming up at halftime.
The National Car Rental halftime report is coming up for Morgantown. We'll have the National Notebook, a look at some of the big games coming up. Our special Big East feature for this afternoon is on Mark Bulger, and we'll talk more about that number change. We'll have first half highlights, of course, update some scores from other Big East teams. Check in on how Pittsburgh is doing at Penn State this afternoon. All coming up on the National Car Rental halftime report. David?
John, thank you very much. A 19-yard punt puts Miami in great field position at the West Virginia 48-yard line. Option. Boy, how did Prentice get away? And what a blow he delivers. That's a good-looking 2-yard run. Michael, Jerry Porter knocked him out of bounds, but that's a great play for 2 or 3 yards.
And you know what? You have to like that. If you're an offensive lineman, to see your running back lower his shoulder, he brought out the whooping stick right there.
Didn't he?
And Jerry Porter got up talking some junk in his face. I like this. It's going to get heated.
Oh, no doubt about it. 6-yard gain to the West Virginia 42. Gaylor's in motion. Get it out to Gaylor. Got a block. Pretty decent block by Ty Buxton. Allowed him to pick up a couple of yards. Barrett Green, the stop for West Virginia. I like what Miami's doing on the attack. I mean, yeah, we got the big weapon in 41, Prentice. We're gonna spread it out a little bit.
The big key for them since the first quarter, number 8 has settled down.
You bet. 3rd down and 2 out of the, boy, I haven't seen this in a while, a power-eye backfield. They got Nick Monk, number 37 in the game. Prentice gets the call straight up the middle. Tell you what, he didn't miss much in breaking that one. Nate Terry stops him after Prentice picks up the first down.
Tremendous job by their tight end, number 86, Mike Sullivan. He's one of these running backs. Speaking of Prentice, I think he gets better the more he carries the football. Good job of kicking out. See the shoulders? And the one thing you like, look how he takes care of the football. He's got that arm wrapped around it.
Play action, post pattern, man's there! Oh, right through the hands as they went for Slide Johnson, the speedster. What did he absolutely smoke that cornerback.
And the good thing about it, I see more confidence from number 8, Mike Bath. Sits back in the pocket. We saw some quails in the first half. Billy Kilmer revisited. This was about an inch away from being perfect. He knew he had an opportunity right there that he didn't cash in on.
Sure enough. A play action fake, you absolutely have to honor it. 2nd and 10 at the 35. Buxton in motion. Gives it to Prentice, nowhere to go. They stuffed his blocking back, Nick Monk. Prentice had to try to get over him. Chris Edmonds, again, we call his name. A nice play by number 41 in blue.
And West Virginia is still overloading the line of scrimmage. 8 people in the box. What has to happen, Mike Bath has to make them pay. They've got man-to-man coverage on the edge. You have to take advantage of that. Gaylor, Johnson have made plays. They're going to have to make more if Miami's to come back and be successful this afternoon.
John Branch in the game. Bath in trouble. Gets away. How did he do that? But down he goes. Finally, Kyle Caden brings him down. Number 45. Fourth sack for West Virginia.
Number 41, Chris Edmonds, totally collapses the pocket. Mike Bath is fortunate to be able to get out of the pocket. If there's one thing that the scouts are going to see about Prentice, he is not a very good blocking back to be as big and as physical as he is. He'll have to do a little bit of work when he goes to the next level at blocking linebackers.
That is the common complaint when you talk to pro coaches about rookie running backs.
You know, the number one thing that's a complaint about rookie running backs, that they fumble the football.
Okay, fumble. You know, as soon as I said that, I was going to add that in. They might be an entry.
Yeah, I don't think they have to worry about him fumbling the football. But
delay of the game on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat the down.
Yeah, they're rookies. They fumble a lot, and they don't pick up the blitz.
And what happens with rookie running backs? They don't know how to lower their center of gravity. You know, right now, Prentice typically in the MAC conference probably gets by, you know, just sheer strength. Well, now he's going against a guy like Edmonds, is 6'3", 240 pounds. When healthy, Mark Thurston, he was out of the lineup today for West Virginia, 6'3", 255. A lot different animal.
I think there was some confusion down on the side. Now, what do we have, a timeout?
The Miami RedHawks were trying to run the clock out. We've only got 2 seconds left in this second quarter.
Good look at Steve Dunlap working his crew. Defensive unit. Let's go back to John Sanders.
Just about set for the National Car Rental Halftime Report. We will take a look at the National Notebook, a special feature on Mark Bulger. You've already talked about that number change. He'll explain that in a little more detail. We'll have some other scores, the first half highlights, all of that coming up in just 2 seconds. The National Car Rental Halftime Report. That'll be 2 long seconds, of course.
You bet. All right, John, thank you.
You know that last punt by West Virginia? That looked a little bit like John Sanders' driver, didn't it?
Oh, come on. Give him a little credit. 700.
I played a little golf yesterday.
I know. You told her. You might as well tell the rest of the country about it.
With the Pete Dye Club up in Bridgeport, West Virginia, folks. If you ever get a chance to play it, it doesn't get much better than that.
Here we go. They're going to play out this last 2 seconds on this 4th and 20. Why not? Throw it deep. See what happens. Bad. Unloading. Ball's going to be short, but let's see if they can tip it. Picked off by West Virginia. Carlo Bastine with the interception to end the first half. I'll tell you what, not a bad first half. Some interesting twists and turns here in Morgantown. A couple of big plays by Miami. A 55-yarder, Bath to Johnson. Bath to Gaylor for 62. And that deep post pattern has been open, no doubt about it. Taylor has hit a field goal from 29 for West Virginia and another one from 35. And it's a 19-14 halftime lead for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders with you here in Morgantown. Second half is going to be interesting as we look forward to seeing what Travis Prentice can do coming up in the second half. John Sanders will have our halftime festivities for you when we come back. Mountaineers lead the RedHawks in this battle of the Big East against the MAC, 19-14. We're back with more right after this.
And Jeff, boys.
All right, thank you, John. Mark Bulger and the West Virginia Mountaineers with a 5-point lead. Bulger on the first half, 8 of 17 for 51 yards and a couple of scores. Our first half highlights are brought to you by John Hancock. Those highlights, of course, will be coming to you in a couple of seconds after we get through the Jay Taylor kickoff to get the second half underway. Here's Taylor's kick. And through the end zone. So we'll have Miami from the 20-yard line to start the second half. Now our first half highlights brought to you by the folks at John Hancock.
Mike Bath takes advantage of a blown call, roughing the punter. Sly Johnson burns Nate Terry, a 55-yard touchdown catch. The guy has got some jets. West Virginia would come back and answer.
Mike Bath.
Number 4, it's hard to believe he's wearing number 4. Play action fake, Anthony Green, short touchdown throw and catch. We weren't through seeing Mr. Bulger. Acrobatic catch by his wide receiver, number 8, Corey Ivey. And Miami comes right back with another touchdown to Trevor Gaylor.
And how about Bath to start the second half? Live action, and he hits the aforementioned Trevor Gaylor out to midfield to the 49-yard line, a gain of 29.
And Mr. Gaylor had a big play in the second quarter. A simple post pattern. We talked about Nate Terry earlier. Once again, he gets beat. It's not good when you're seeing the back of a jersey and a nameplate. Not good.
Well, given that we were doing those highlights in the first play of the second half, it seems like they have total disdain now for the secondary of West Virginia. Going right after. Here's Prentice right up the gut. About 7 yards.
Number 41.
Gaylor, 2 catches, 91 yards, including a 62-yard TD pass.
And you wonder what Miami must do in the second half. They've got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback. They've got to take care of the football, and it's amazing how those two things go hand in hand. And just like we saw, they have to get number 41 more involved in their offense.
2nd and 2 at the 43. And up the gut again is Prentice.
Number 41.
That's good enough for a first down. Well, now they got the perfect mix. They've got him hammering through 4 and 5, 6 yards of pop.
Initial stop by Greg
that play action means just the world.
And you wonder, how do you get number 41 involved? How do you get Prentice more involved? If I'm Greg Seaman, the offensive coordinator, I'm going to go to a 3-wide package, and I'm going to try and formation it where West Virginia can't stack the line of scrimmage.
Prentice got a good block. Bad throw, though, by Gaylor. We had addressed Prentice's inability on a couple of plays to pick up the blitz. That time he did. Bath did not deliver it well.
And you see the halftime stats. The one big key, passing yardage. Miami with 2 huge plays. The big key is the bottom number, though. 3 turnovers. They have to take care of the ball. And if they're going to win here in Morgantown, Dave, number 41 has to be more productive the second half.
He's in the deep back spot right now. Antoine Lake, number 87, went for a ride.
Number 41, Travis Prentice.
Brought him down. Antoine Lake caused a fumble back in the early stages of the game. Made a couple of big tackles, had a sack. Played well today.
What Miami is trying to do offensively against an 8-man front is trying to stick a square peg in a round hole. The last time I checked, it's not going to work. Mike Bath has to be, right here we got it. We got a 3-wide situation. They should be throwing the ball right now.
That they are, the blitz. Bath steps up into trouble, throws it to the sideline. Anybody home? West Virginia fans saying, looking for a flag. And they say no intentional grounding. Antoine Lake with the pressure.
And like I said earlier, the thing they have to do is protect their quarterback better. That's not happening. Take care of the football. Very ill-advised pass right here. Mike Bath is fortunate. Number one, it wasn't intentional grounding. Secondly, it wasn't picked off. 41. Travis Prentice has to be a bigger force in their offense.
Number 10, McCullough will punt.
McCullough, 2 punts thus far, averaging 35 yards a pop. Try to get it inside the 20 here. Standing at his own 42. Good snap, no rush. Didn't get much height on it. Got it to the sideline and out of bounds. They're going to say at the 23-yard line, a punt of just 22 yards. Antoine Lake of the West Virginia defense, they did their job in that first series, although Lake looks like he's... Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter action just underway, 19-14. Let's get down to the sidelines and John Sanders.
You know, Dave, we talked a lot about how many guys the Mountaineers had to replace from last year. No fewer than 9 of the Mountaineers went to NFL camps. 6 were drafted from the 4th to the 2nd round, and 7 of those players are still with their teams. A couple of them, Brian Pukanis is back here in med school. Sean Foreman's on the field today. He's back to finish up his degree, but those are the kind of people the Mountaineers have had to try to replace.
All right, John, they've done a good job producing some quality players here in West Virginia. Antonio Brown in motion, they throw it to him. Good speed guy, turns the corner, picks up 9. That play did not work a couple of times in the first half. Picks up 9. Michael Adams with the stop. Terry Dixon, number 72, was out there blocking for Antonio.
And it was interesting. Last week they ran this play 4 or 5 times. Statistically, it is not a pass because it's going behind the line. If the quarterback's he's throwing behind where he would be, it's considered a pitch. You can believe that.
Yeah, that's a heck of a pitch. Brown in motion back the other way. They run Colbert. He's finished off there by Versailles Hammond. Nice play as he completes the play, but nice shot by Ryan Terry, 56 for Miami. Coburn had some good moments in the first half.
And you wonder what West Virginia needs to do in the second half. Defensively, they got to stop the big play. That's been their big nemesis so far. They've got to continue to run the ball with Coburn and also Rigo. And the big thing, take some more shots downfield deeper.
See what they do on this 1st and 10 at the 36. Coburn, who had 76 yards in the first half. 2 successive carries now. Has picked up some good yardage. Gain of about 8 on that one. Brian McCullough, 22 for Miami, knocks him down. Some scores from around the other environs in football. And well, I tell you what, Pittsburgh, they want to come out of there with a victory. That would be huge. Hokies leading by 10. Michigan taking care of Rice. Ditto Wisconsin on Ball State, and Alabama pulling away from Houston. Coburn, 82 yards and 25 carries. He's got 10 carries, 87 yards in this game. Coburn with another few yards. Looks like he's got the first down yardage. Going to be very close at the very least.
And you see the back of his elbows, you see those strips, and you wonder, well, what are those things? And you see the wristbands that he's got up there. Anybody that's ever played on a surface like this, believe me, you can't imagine, you can't even spell rug burns until you fall on this carpet at full speed. And that's exactly what he's got those little white strips on the back of his arms for, to protect his elbows.
Very painful.
It's worse
scabs,
than,
and then you never get rid of them.
It's
right?
worse than painful. I've got scars on me from Giant Stadium like you can't imagine.
There in Philly, looking like a road map. He did pick up the first down.
That's just the surgeries. I'm not talking the rug burns. I like this little kid, Avon Coburn. Quick feet, able to make cuts in the hole. He reminds you of a guy they had here for a couple of years, Zeraway.
Yes, indeed.
Zeraway's probably
freshman.
a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
This kid's going to put on some weight as he continues to go here.
Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Holy Cross High School. Blitz. They throw it, find the short man, and Ivy's got an escort down the sideline. 20, 15, and finally knocked down at the 12-yard line by Vercellus Hammond. A good-looking throw and catch to Corey Ivy.
The key on this play is number 80, Carlos Aceguedo. This is a pick. West Virginia runs a pick. It picks off the safety. And number 1, Michael Adams has absolutely no clue where the football is. Picked off number 11, Vercellus Hammond. And look at Aceguedo downfield trying to get the block. Good job by the wide receivers. That's what you see from West Virginia. Their receivers are ready and willing to block downfield.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line. First and goal at the 10. Brown in motion. Coburn picking his way down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Hammond again on the tackle. Hammond's going to have himself a healthy double-figure tackle day before this is over.
This is what I was talking about earlier. This young man's ability to cut at the line of scrimmage. 6-yard gain, 3 cuts. You do the math.
That's it. It's second and goal at the 4 for the Mountaineers. Coburn, the lone setback, really spreading them out. Brown, same play they ran first half and ineffective this time. Tried to get it to Anthony Beck. Glad to see that he's back in the game after his first half ankle injury.
And Vercellus Hammond, I'm not going to say he was holding Anthony Beck, but they were awfully close to one another in the end zone.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that gets away with any more pushing than any wide receiver for Dallas? You know, Michael Irvin, I'm sorry.
I totally, you know what? You're coming from a Washington Redskin bent, and I'm coming from an anti-Dallas bent, so you know I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah.
Third and goal at the 4. Fade. No touchdown on that one. Adams covering against Ivy. And Adams giving up some height to Ivy. Ivy at 6'2", Adams just 5'8".
And it seems like all the West Virginia wide receivers are cut out of the same mold. 6'2", 190, 195. This is a good job of matching up. Man-to-man, Corey Ivy versus Michael Adams. Right off the tip of his fingers. Good throw by Bolger. You like that chance. Your receiver catches it or it goes out of bounds.
Taylor on for the field goal, 21 yards. And that's an absolute layup for him. He knocks it through. 22-14, West Virginia over Miami. Third field goal of the day for Taylor. So the Mountaineers get a big hookup from Bolger to Ivy for 43 yards, setting up a field goal by Taylor. It's 22-14 Mountaineers. The West Virginia lead over Miami University. Terry Hepner, not a real happy head coach.
And you wonder why he's bending over? He had thrown his hat. Now, one thing, he is the head coach, but for the last 5 or 6 years, he was a defensive coordinator. Not happy with the way he came out and started the third quarter.
Sure enough, that 43-yard.
See, he's got his hat back on. Now he's apologizing. he probably called him a couple of names that, you know, we're not going to repeat.
Hey, how about John Tate?
This is the best. Oh, John Tate. Is that unbelievable?
Finish your thought on that. We'll go to the John Tate thing. As soon when you said that, it said some unkind.
This is the best football, I'm telling you. From the 30 to the 30, if you could put a camera and watch what goes on between the 30s on the bench,
you bet.
There's nothing like it inside the lines.
But go back to John Tate, first-round pick out of BYU for the Kansas City Chiefs. He walked out of a final contract negotiation with Carl Peterson. Carl Peterson said a few blue words to him, and he walked out, and they had to go apologize. You believe that? Wait till he plays John Randall and those guys. Here's the kickoff to the 3 inside, 3 yards deep, and a smart decision by Sly Johnson to keep it right there. But can you imagine a football player blanching because somebody said some foul words to him?
He has obviously never played for Joe Bugle, my former offensive line coach and the guy that tabbed the nickname the Hogs. Now, let me tell you, Joe Bugle is a football coach, as is Terry Hepner. And there's that competitive spirit.
You bet.
And there are things said on the sideline during the course of the game. It's kind of like a fraternity. You keep it inside.
Oh, yeah.
You don't tell everybody.
Just keep an eye on Kansas City next time you watch some highlights and see what happens if people start saying something to Mr. Tate. 22-14. What does Miami have in response to the field goal by West Virginia? Option, they pitch it back to Prentice. Set up the block. Is that fabulous patience or what? You used that word earlier, and that's an apt description. Edmonds finally knocks him out of bounds as Prentice let Marcus Smith, the fullback, number 20, do his block, as well as number 78, Joe Costello.
How many 230-pound running backs, number one, have the nimbleness, and number two, the patience? He's going to stop right there. Up, I'm going to find a hole. Ryan Brady, no match. And you know what? He's got great vision. You cannot teach a running back to see the hole.
15-yard gain. Here's Prentice again, another 6 to the 41. Kyle Caden brought him down.
The best formation right now that Miami can be in is a 3-wide, possibly a 4-wide. Make West Virginia spread the field. Make them cover more of the 54-yard width. What happens right now with the 2-wide receiver set? West Virginia was allowed to keep 7 and 8 and sometimes 9 people in the box.
Second down here. And 4. Prentice straight up the middle. Pretty basic. Barrett Green got in there. Tompkins helped unload on him, as well as number 19, Bruce Sensabaugh.
And you wonder, well, how you're going to help your running attack by formations. There are two things that are to your advantage offensively. You know where the play's going, and you know when it's going to start. Well, why don't we try and help ourselves innovatively by making them cover more of the field?
Sure. Power eye on this 3rd and short. Short 1. Prentice got hit in the backfield. I don't think he made it. He had to cross the 45. Kyle Caden.
Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia last week, was very disappointed with the way his linebackers played. Great job of filling by number 33, Barrett Green, and number 45, Kyle Caden. You could see that right there. Number 33 came up, really filling the hole. He really jacks the head back of Marcus Smith, number 20, the H-back.
Caden did a heck of a job.
Looks like Miami's going to go for this thing on 4th down.
Look at Mountaineers. It's Tony Pierce, one of the coaches for the Mountaineers, and Terry Hepner going to discuss things on this 4th down and very short at the 44. So we'll come back to Mountaineer Field and Miami trying to keep this drive alive, trailing 22-14. The RedHawks are going to go for it, but first let's go to John Sanders.
Well, you talked about this Miami team losing only once last year. They haven't lost since that loss to Marshall. They have won 8 straight. That is a streak that is in the top 5 in the country that is in jeopardy here in Morgantown this afternoon. David?
All right, thank you, John. Terry Hepner. Big gambler here with plenty of time left on the clock. We're just almost 7 minutes into second half. 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions on the RedHawks thus far. Bath, did he get it? He's a big kid. 6'2", 2 1/4.
That was not a pretty quarterback sneak. It looked like Mike Bath was running around in high heels there.
Well, if he got it, we're talking about no, he got it. He had. I can see from up here. It looks like he got it. He did. First down for Miami.
I am really surprised that Hepner decided to go for this. 23 minutes to go in this football game. You're only down 8. We're talking field position.
I think right now, let's see if, I'm curious to see how he wants to get this score done. Is he going to run Travis? Well, play action. Bath scrambling for his life. Nowhere to run. Throws it downfield. And threw it in the general direction of Travis Prentice.
And they were fortunate that their right guard, Justin Smith, who's filling in for Holzman, was not called for holding. Tried to run a little play action. He did a good job of getting hooked up with Kevin Freeman, but unfortunately, I haven't seen that many hands flying around since the Colorado Rodeo.
That's it. Here's a look at Justin Smith, the sophomore from Mason, Ohio.
How good is it to have a 6'5", 291-pound backup offensive guard?
He's a sophomore. Remarkable. Bath with time. Good ball. Gets it outside to Gaylor. Gaylor's got the first down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Caden came back to help on Gary Tompkins. And number 41, Chris Simmons.
We talked earlier in the game about many publications saying this was one of the top 10 offensive lines in the nation. I'm going to guarantee you, Mike Bath will have no problem sleeping tonight. Barrett Green applying the pressure. You have to like the young man sitting in the pocket and delivering the pill.
West Virginia territory at the 37. Prentice carries a few people with him. Penalty flag, late throw in the backfield of Miami. Gary Tompkins with the stop. Number 11 for West Virginia.
And the officials are going to bring this one back. We've got holding on Miami. Looks like they're going to get the big right tackle, Joe Costello. You wonder why coaches have gray hair.
Oh, yeah. Or any hair.
Would you like to have your...
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Would you like to have your career controlled by 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids?
That's why I talk about it up here.
This is easy, isn't it? We leave the stadium and wait till next week, right?
That's exactly right. Prentice the call. Gained up and down he goes. Edmonds again. Chris Edmonds has played a terrific game. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle yourselves in. That is an accurate score. 10-10 Pittsburgh and Penn State. I'm stunned. Hokies by a touchdown against UAB. Bath. Look out. He's down again. Kyle Caden.
The West Virginia defense is a all-out blitz. High risk. They've been burned a couple of times this afternoon. You know what? The core that they probably criticized the most last week, Edmonds, Barrett Green, Kyle Caden, all three of these young men have played big today. Caden with the sack. I talked about to start the third quarter. If Miami's going to win the game, they've got to protect their quarterback better, take care of the football, and make number 41 a bigger part of the offense. I haven't seen that.
Ball all the way back to the Miami 49. Look out. Bath got trouble. Penalty flags all over the place. Bath throws, and they're going to call that no catch. No catch to Sly Johnson. Still would have left Miami shy of a first down by, not shy, short of a first down by about 8 or 9 yards.
The guilty party is the right guard, number 63, Justin Smith.
Notice that certain hangdog look from up here.
You know what? You can tell the offensive lineman that's holding because he is the one that's trying to plead his case. It never changes the official's decision, but at least he's going to plead it.
It'll help his ability to maybe get in law school. Argue a case.
See the right hand of Justin Smith? Well, right here. There you got to pull him down. And I'm going to tell you one thing from experience. Holding is an art. You have to learn how to hold. And it doesn't come as a sophomore in college. But gosh, the great things you can hear. And the defensive lineman, you talk about the offensive lineman and the coaches talking to the officials. If you are a very good holder, you can have defensive linemen talking to you all day long.
There they go forward pass on the offense. Loss of down, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They didn't even call the holding.
They let him slide.
I don't know if they have enough flags right now.
Well, I saw 3 on that one.
Yeah.
So, you know, holding was absolutely one of them. Gail Catlett, the West Virginia basketball coach, stopping in to say hello.
You're just a multi-sport kind of guy.
And a baby. It's a great place for hoops, too. Did
I see you doing karate or something earlier?
Sumo.
Sumo wrestling. You'll do anything for $1.
4th and 34 to 39. Forever pressure. And he's able to get it off. McCullough. Here's Antonio Brown. Can he get to the corner? Oh, he doubles back and then laid it down. Probably a smart move. He ran about 20 yards across field. Rod Clark among those to bring him down, number 7 for Miami.
Good job by Miami staying in their coverage lanes. A guy like Antonio Brown, you let him get around the corner, good night.
Well, that was a heck of a series for Miami, starting at their own 20. They got into West Virginia territory and then went backwards. We are at Morgantown Field. Morgantown, West Virginia. Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, John Sanders, and the Big East crew.
Isn't it good to be back with college football again?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Mountaineers run the draw. A lot of room. Coburn to the corner. First down, or certainly close to a first down, for Coburn, who has played really well today.
What a job by the right side of West Virginia's offensive line. Number 69, Rick Gilliam, Tanner Russell. These guys completely take Miami back about 4 yards and dump them. Avon, watch the right side. Watch the left side of your screen. Look right there. Look at that movement. Coburn is a guy that I think we're gonna grow to love. I know his coaching staff, when you talk about his name, you bring his name up, their eyes sparkle.
Second short one here. Coburn, looks like he got enough for the first down. Bob Petrovic, 92 for Miami with the stop. First down for the Mountaineers.
Look at Mr. Coburn. He goes into the huddle. He's the only guy that's, when he's in the huddle, he's in shade. Look at this offensive line. 6'5", 6'3", 6'4", 6'6", 6'8". You're talking about putting up some numbers. 14 carries, 106 yards.
Not bad. 7-6 a pop. Out of the shotgun from the 34. Brown on the outside. Great move. First down and more. Boy, he got some damage done there. Brian McCullough still looking for his supporter. What a move by Antonio Brown.
You should get hazard pay for having to tackle Antonio Brown in the open field. Bulger, quick toss. This is like a sweep play, okay? Just get it out on the edge. Put it in the hand of people that can make plays. McCullough has no chance of tackling Antonio Brown in the open field. Nor does anybody else.
Yeah, to the 49, a 15-yard gain. Simon reverse. And look at the escort that Brown had going around the corner. That was well executed. Ryan Potter made the stop. Tanner Russell. Big boy got out there, didn't he?
Pulling around. He hit Mike Yeager. It looked like Mike Yeager got kicked out of a wheat thrasher. Hey, look at the size of this young man. 6'8", 320 pounds. Now you call him everything except late for dinner, right?
That's it. Yeager does not want to see that truck again.
320 against 220. Who are you betting on?
Need you ask. Coburn with room too. First down and more. Good looking run. Can he break it? He's inside the 25, and Avon Coburn showing some very nifty moves. Michael Adams prevented 6. The Mountaineers, this is a good looking response to Miami. Miami had a couple plays, took over had a holding penalty that helped them, then went backwards. Now this drive.
West Virginia's offensive line is starting to build the chemistry. Coming into the season, the 5 guys up front had a career total of no starts. They're getting on-the-job training right now, and the thing that's going to be apparent as they continue to mature and continue to play together, confidence.
21-yard gain for Coburn, going for more. Running behind Tanner Russell again. Boy, Russell's getting out cleanly and just picking whomever he wants to block as he salutes the Miami bench. Joe Lyman brought him down, but Tanner Russell putting on a show, leading the way for Coburn.
And you talk about the weight advantage. Potter's 251 pounds for this Miami defense. Petrovic, 251. When you keep looking across the line all afternoon, and you've got 300, 310, 330, at some point that begins to kind of wear on you. Look at this guy.
Doing a pretty good Joe Jacoby imitation here. Joe, of course, a great all-pro with Jeff Bostic with the Washington Redskins not that long ago. Brian McCullough on the tackle. It's a classic grinded-out drive by the Mountaineers.
And number 72, Terry Dixon, I don't think I've ever watched an offensive lineman lead this many cheers in one drive.
Well, that's big young men up front, just outside the 10, so they can get a first down before the touchdown.
If I were Coburn, I'd probably take these guys out to dinner.
Often. It's going to be a big build-up. Anthony Green, a little rough handoff there, but I tell you what, Anthony's a talented young man and a very strong one, too, as he bangs it inside. Mike Yeager with the tackle for Miami.
And as you look at Miami's defense, there's one thing that's apparent. Look at all the hands on the hips.
Not a good sign.
That tells you that we're looking at fatigue. You're pretty efficient at sumo wrestling, right? You've
leverage, baby.
Okay. It's a leverage game, but most of these sumo wrestlers are very large, and the large ones typically win.
2nd down and 6 from the 6. Anthony Green. Heck of a performance there by Hammond to prevent the touchdown. Anthony Green's bringing 6'2", 245 out of Lincoln High School in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Somewhere right now, Vince Lombardi is smiling.
You bet.
This is the type of football Vince Lombardi loved. Power on power, bone on bone. The only thing he wouldn't like, it's got to be on natural grass.
I was going to say,
it's got to be on grass.
You miss cloudy skies, a little mud and cold. That's about the only thing.
You need to have a little bit of wind.
Asagita on the wing to the left side.
Give it to Coburn.
That they do. They'll get an escort. Good block. Anthony Green. Touchdown, West Virginia. Coburn with the score. That was a beautiful drive.
This is vintage West Virginia offense. Put the onus on the big offensive line and give it to the young running back. Avon Coburn. I'm going to take a long shot. Kid's got a chance to be the Big East Player of the Week. Avon, take this offensive line to dinner tomorrow night.
Got to be careful slowing up there. You see the pop he took from Dustin Cohen. Boy,
it's never over until the whistle blows.
Right you are. He took one heck of a lick as he was breaking it down, and Cohen wasn't. Coburn, 18 carries, a $142, 1 touchdown, 7.9 yards per touch. Boy, big kudos to Avon and that offensive line. They just wore out Miami.
You know, when we talked to the offensive people yesterday, Bill Legg, the offensive line coach, he felt very confident about what his team did in the opener. Did they make some mistakes? Yeah. Did we probably let one get away that we had a chance to win? Probably. That's the good thing about football. Every week is a new challenge. The pride of the defense was challenged. They were questioning the offense's ability to score points. And there's one thing about it. When you come out here and you're West Virginia, and Don Nealon in his 20 years here has never started the season 0-2, they've answered some of the questions. You see Coach Nealon smiling.
Hey, that young man should smile right there. And a good reason, an additional reason for Don Nealon to be smiling is his grandson.
That's how we drive the ball. Damn right, man.
Kick some ass, baby.
Pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
You know, look at this young man. That Gatorade cup just disappears in his hand, doesn't it? I'll guarantee you, if Coburn took these guys to dinner, it'd be 4 digits. The bill would be 4 digits.
There's no question. There's no question. There's Taylor.
They'd eat $300 of appetizers.
Which we've seen you do. 3 yards deep. Johnson going to bring it out. And he's dropped dead at the 15. One thing we're going to mention about Don Nealon is smiling so much, so happy that his young grandson Tyler Hostetler is recovering from the accident that partially paralyzed him did paralyze him for a while back during the summer. Paralyzed left side and was hospitalized for 6 to 8 weeks.
All-terrain vehicle, and Jeff Hostetler is his son-in-law, and certainly the thoughts and prayers are with Hostetler and Coach Nealon's wife, Vicky.
Jeff's wife, Vicky, yeah, and no doubt about it. 29-14. And the Mountaineer crowd, not a full house, but certainly very enthusiastic. Really into this game. Get it outside. Good pursuit by West Virginia. First time we're seeing Steve Little.
Forward pass.
Penalty flag on the play. Steve, a junior out of Louisville, Kentucky. David Upchurch, the tackle for West Virginia.
I think they've got Alex Suffix, the left tackle, for holding. And this is when it's fun to play defense. If you're West Virginia right now, you've got a two-touch.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. Half the distance to the goal penalty. Repeat the down.
Boy, so this is the second straight possession now we've seen a march backwards by Miami.
And if you're West Virginia defensively, this is when it's fun to play. You can really pin your ears back. You realize that your opponent is spotting you 15 points. You can really go after the quarterback. If you think they had a feeding frenzy early in the first half, watch them now.
And it's not like Miami has a whole lot of time to reestablish Travis Prentice. Unless he can break one. And he certainly breaks one here. No sooner do I say it. And he breaks a big one across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Travis Prentice. Big time run. Scooter Davis stops the touchdown by Prentice. Boy, that's a heck of a run. So maybe that does put a few more seconds back on the clock for Miami there.
And this guy he lulls you to sleep. He's running side to side, and all of a sudden he hits a different gear. That's what you like about a big back.
42 yards in the game.
He sees that hole and he gets back into it. Number 23, Scooter Davis, 5'11", 180-pound senior, can run. Mr. Prentice also shows that he can run.
Prentice fights his way for a couple, gets into West Virginia territory.
If you're Miami right now, you have to take more shots downfield. The thing that you had your success at early, trying to isolate their cornerbacks man-to-man. See if your receivers can get behind them. The big key is, can you protect your quarterback?
That's so true. Prentice takes a blow. He had his longest run of the season, 42 yards. Math with time, delivers, and got a man. And it's good for a first down to Ty Buxton. And that could be a penalty for a late hit. I don't know if that was his marker flag or penalty flag. Got a feeling it might have been the penalty.
That's going to be a late hit on number 33, Barrett Green. One thing you can't do, don't hit anybody on the sideline. Buxton was already out of bounds. But how do you stop your momentum? That's what I have to ask the officials.
Here's the thing, though. He's out of bounds right there. 1, 2. Well, you know,
but we're watching.
You do have a point. You do have a point.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds.
You do have a point.
Penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
From a West Virginia standpoint, you have a point because he was coming anyway. He was en route. And the man had a foot out of bounds. Here it is real time. And he's not looking at that foot at that point. Here's Bath looking, sideline. Great performance there on the catch. Perlo Bastine makes the stop on Trevor Gaylor. So this Miami drive, not too bad. Get it down to the 10-yard line, and next week, Big East game of the week, Kent against Pittsburgh. Noon start next Saturday.
I bet there's some people in Happy Valley using some deodorant right now, huh?
Pittsburgh getting it done. So a timeout called. Terry Hepner and company finishing this third quarter with a bang.
And they can't settle for field goals. We've got to get a touchdown in the end zone. You've also got to go for the two-point conversion.
Yep. That's what the chart says. What, that odd that 15 is on that chart where you go for it?
Or do you go for the kick after the touchdown if you score, and then lay the onus on the two-point conversion if you catch another score?
Yep.
They've got a lot of decisions. You have to like your opportunity with 2nd down and 1.
Right. Primarily, the main thing, get the 6. So Don Nehlen has seen Miami come a long way, get it in the red zone. Let's get it down to John Sanders.
I tell you what, boys, we talked about Don Nehlen and the fact that he was a little surprised. Hey, I've been here 20 years. Well, he's also kept his assistant coaches around for a long time. That's one of the keys 190 years for those who've worked with Joe, and down with Bobby, it's 157 years. Lavelle Edwards, 155 years, 139 years for the assistants of Don Nealon.
Thanks, John. Prentice. Looks like he got the first down. 42 was Kevin Freeman, along with Barrett Green, 33 on the stop for West Virginia.
And if they haven't done anything in 1 week, the one thing you can see is marked improvement in their ability to tackle people. You haven't seen the numerous missed tackles as they did last week, and as I explained earlier, these kids don't have the ability of having 4 preseason games.
Good point. First and goal, Miami. Fake it to Prentice. End zone. Man's there. Overthrows the tight end. He was wide open. Mike Sullivan couldn't have been more open.
And Mike Sullivan is not a tight end that's used to having the ball thrown to him a lot. He stopped running his pattern and started backpedaling. And that's the worst place to be, is wide open in the end zone. Your quarterback's leading you to where you should be. You stop the pattern and start trying to backpedal. Now he's kind of questioning himself.
That's the final play of the third quarter. Terry Hepner and the Miami RedHawks trailing 29-14, but they are knocking on the door here at West Virginia. Terry Hepner and the Miami RedHawks going for it. 4th and inches. They need this one. And they go to the big guy. First and goal, Miami. No doubt about it. Travis Prentice right up the middle.
That's what you like to see in your running back. The body lean, the shoulders down low to the ground. Good job by his offensive line getting a push.
Third quarter stats, passing yardage, Miami.
Look at the rushing yardage from West Virginia.
Yep. Prentice trying to bounce it outside. They track him down, number 41, Chris Edmonds. Edmonds has been tackling his opposite number all day.
And at the end of the week, when they go back and look at this film tomorrow, Edmonds, Caden, Barrett Green, after having a lackluster opener, these guys have been all over the field.
Yes, they have. Prentice, 26 carries for 132 yards. Miami, power eye look. Option, Bath. Going to take it himself. Pitches. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. Wow, that was not pretty. And it's a good thing Prentice, and that quality that you described earlier is patience. It's a good thing he kept his spacing, because that's what made that 6 happen.
And the other thing, these footballs are a little bit oblong. He got a very fortunate bounce. Mike Bath, please give the football right now. You're not a running back. He took a shot. He tasted a little bit of gunpowder. At number 41, Travis Prentice picks it up and puts the ball in the end zone. Miami choosing to go for the extra point right now,
as opposed to going for 2. Just 52 seconds into the fourth quarter. High snap. McCullough does a heck of a job to put it down. And the point after by Brombergs is good. Brombergs perfect on the point after. Mike Bath, Travis Prentice. They hook up to get Miami to within 8 here at West Virginia. Travis Prentice with the score for Miami to make it 29-21. Third touchdown of the season. Other numbers from around college football. Penn State in a battle with Pittsburgh, 17-10. Virginia Tech over UAB. Michael Vick, the quarterback, did not play today. Michigan a big role. Same with Wisconsin. Alabama still holding off Houston.
How about later tonight? Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Good matchup down in the ACC, although Florida State has worn them out the last few years. I mean, Georgia Tech has had some good ball clubs, but they have not been able to get close to Florida State.
How many people have?
That's right. Tell you what, we got an interesting game here. 29-21, 14:08 to go. Long way to go. You look for West Virginia to maybe keep a balanced attack, or are they going to pretty much try to sit on it and grind out the clock?
If I'm Don Nealon, I'm going to take that big offensive line, and I'm going to take number 20 and number 22, Coburn and Rigo, and I'm going to go at them and control the line of scrimmage and use the clock.
Good kick by Brombergs. And Brown lets it go through the end zone for a touchback.
Now, if you're Miami defensively, this is when you need your better players. You need the Dustin Cohens to step up. Aracri, their defensive tackle. Brian Potter. We've seen Michael Adams make plays. Hammonds, McCullough. You know what? When the going gets tough, the big stars in the game, they really come up and shine. Dustin Cohen has been somewhat quiet this afternoon.
Well, stars make big plays. They're going to need some here. Cooper Rigo in at running back for West Virginia. Don Nealon going to throw it. Sideline, Corey Ivy. One man to beat. He couldn't beat Michael Adams, but a nice game for the Mountaineers. Close to 10, almost first down yardage.
That's the one thing that happens to a defense, Dave, when they're unable to stop the running attack sufficiently. You either have options. You can run the football with your running attack and use that big offensive line, or you've got a guy like Bulger who is so precise. Started off last week's game with 13 consecutive completions. It's a double-edged sword.
Fourth catch for Ivy. 8-yard pickup for the Mountaineers, 2nd and 2. Draw. Cooper Rigo breaks a tackle. First down, West Virginia. Taken out of bounds by Hammond and Gotze. Mountaineer fans saying, hey, you got our guy for hitting out of bounds. How about them?
And the RedHawks defense was in good position to make a play there. Number 22, Brian McCullough. The same, look, he's sitting right in the hole right there. You've got to make that tackle. Yards after being touched. Right there, 7 more additional yards. Also moves the chains and keeps the clock rolling.
70 seconds in to the 4th quarter. 7 men in the box. Play action. Bulger. Pat Green. Sideline. Heck of a catch. What a catch to the 31 by Pat Green. Michael Adams injured on the play. Green with a beautiful performance there.
Number 1, Michael Adams is leaving the field with an injury. It looked like perfect coverage. I thought from up here in the booth, Dave, Michael Adams would intercept this ball. This is what happens when a 6'2" receiver goes man-to-man with a 5'8" wide receiver. 6 inches difference in the height. He goes right over top of Michael Adams. You see Adams fall on his right arm. Great concentration by Pat Green.
33 yards on the hookup. Up the middle, Cooper Rigo. Close to the 25-yard line. So a nice blend to this West Virginia offense right now with the pass and the run.
If you're the defensive coordinator for Miami, Jim Walkenheim, what do you do right now? Do you keep 7 or 8 in the box and try and go after Bulger? Or do you sit back and slowly bleed to death? That's what's happening right now. West Virginia's offense with so many question marks going into 99 performed very strong. You saw defensive back coach Mel Tucker holding his head right now.
2nd and 5, pump and go. Touchdown, West Virginia. Antonio Brown. 26 yards. And it's 35-21 Mountaineers.
The Mountaineers' offensive attack so balanced right now. 195 yards rushing, 183 yards passing. Watch this bite move right here. Bulger with the pump right there. An up and out. Antonio Brown, you see the cornerback falling down. It's only pitch and catch.
Make it look easy. Taylor, point after. Is good. Lightning strikes Terry Hepner and Miami University. The Mountaineers go 80 yards and do it quite easily. 36-21, they regain their 15-point advantage. Antonio Brown with his first touchdown of the year on the pump and go from Bulger. The Mountaineers lead it by 15. Well, it sure didn't take West Virginia long to get the ball to Antonio Brown. 80 yards in 5 plays over 1:21 as we take a look at our Purolator game summary. Coburn has done a fabulous job on the ground for 142 yards. Prentice with 88 of his yards in the second half. It's been a very productive second half for Travis Prentice. But right now the RedHawks again down by 15. Still time pretty much on their side, but they don't have a big margin of error with 12:47 to go here at Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia.
This may wind up being Don Nehlen's best job of coaching. And when you lose the number of starters and the number of guys that are in the NFL this year, this happened to him in 1989 when he lost all his starting offensive linemen. That squad went 9-2 and went to the Gator Bowl. Sometimes some of your best coaching is when your talent has disappeared and you're trying to rebuild.
Here's the kickoff return by Sly Johnson. Oh, good stick at the 18-yard line. Good job on special teams. Casey Schiller was there. And Quincy Wilson made the primary stop. This is Big East football from Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia. Steve Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders. Glad you are with us this afternoon. A beautiful day here in West Virginia, about an hour south of Pittsburgh. Mike Bath and the Miami RedHawks. They need to strike back themselves. Bath will put it in the air, looking for the fly pattern. He's got Gaylor down there and overthrew him, and not by much. Richard Bryant covering for the Mountaineers.
I like that call. Go after the whole ball of wax at once. And I like what they did formation-wise. Came out in 3 wide receivers, spread the field, and if you do that, Dave, and West Virginia continues to keep 7 people in the box to try and stop the run, you've got man-to-man coverage.
Gaylor's going to go top of your screen. They've got Nate Sexton in the slot. Gaylor coming at you in motion. Now a throwback. It's a heck of a play. It's wide open. Prentice got it. He can go. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Miami. What a call. What a call. And Mike Bath just about wiped out Trooper Gaylor, jumping on him, and congratulations back upfield. Wow!
What innovation by the Miami RedHawks offensive staff. Greg Seaman, the offensive coordinator. A little bit of razzle-dazzle. You see a little bit of the speed of Travis Prentice. Trevor Gaylor, typically known for his receiving prowess, turns into a quarterback and hits pay dirt.
Tell you what, I haven't seen that since back in the day in the streets.
You used to draw that up in the streets, though.
Absolutely. That was gorgeous. 81 yards. Blocked. And they can score and reduce it. They can take it all the way home. Jerry Porter blocked it. Nice play by West Virginia. Talk about a breakdown on that Miami line. Bryant returned it. Jerry Porter got in cleanly and just ate it for lunch.
The West Virginia defender came through clean. How big is this? Right now, West Virginia continues to hold a 9-point lead. Big play by number 1, Jerry Porter.
Trevor Gaylor. Trevor Gaylor, a little lateral from Bath. And under pressure, I mean, that's not easy if you're not used to having guys in your face. And Prentice runs under it, and he is gone. 36-27 in a wild one here in Morgantown. 36-27 West Virginia over Miami University. And Travis Prentice with a big play. It just so happens is our Advance Auto play of the day. Let's take a look at it. It's brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
We talked about West Virginia scoring drive and how Vincent Lombardi would like that drive. Sam Weish would love this play. Anybody that knows Sam Weish and his offensive schemes, this is something that Sam would love. A little flea flicker. Mike Bath is a little bit excited, although he probably just blew out the knee of
wouldn't that be something?
Of Trevor Gaylor, yeah.
Jeez. Second touchdown of the day for Travis Prentice. A heck of a game. It really slowed down there for a while, and then it's really picked up. Bromberg's kick drives Antonio Brown 3 yards deep. He's going to bring it out. 10, 15. His own man slowed him down. His own man bumped him and knocked him off balance. Number 9 knocked him off balance, Lewis Daniels. Can you believe this? Fourth quarter. Boy, it must be a big, about 90,000 people clutching their chest in Happy Valley.
And Penn State was a 34-point favorite going into this game.
Is that all? Virginia Tech and our Hokies breaking out a new quarterback with the injury last week to Michael Vick. West Virginia. Mountaineers thought they had a comfortable lead. 36-27. They're going to put it in the air. Back over the middle, Anthony Beck, his second catch today, draws a crowd at the 26.
This is when you're Miami as a defensive unit. If there's a ball like that, hold the running back, hold the receiver up. Let the second guy come in and try and strip the football. They need to make turnovers right now. Time's running away from them. Right now, 11 minutes and 45 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Let's see if guys like Dustin Cohen can make a play for Miami. Out of the shotgun. Cooper Rigo to the sideline. He's run out of bounds there. Brandon Godsey brings it. Stops the play. Mountaineers pick up a first down on that play. Matt Robillard also involved.
Coach Nealon's still coaching hard, isn't he?
Not going to rest easy until this one's over. Hopefully, he's hoping to have it in his pocket as a W. Get it out to Antonio Brown. Robillard knocks him down at the 40. Short passing game pretty efficient. Michael Adams there as well.
Flag on the play. Stop made for number 17.
See what the penalty flag is all about. And it's against Miami.
Five-yard face guard penalty against the defense from the end of the run. First down.
And you wonder why it is a 5-yard penalty instead of the 15. 15 pretty much tells you it's flagrant. You can see right there he got a little piece of it. I'm not sure this one is the 15-yard variety right there.
It's his second reach, his second hand. The first hand got him, and it's Matt Robillard with the grab. First and 10 Mountaineers at the 45. Run up the middle they do with Cooper Rigo. Breaks it, first down, West Virginia. The good thing Dustin Cohen got over there to help out on Robillard and Godsey, because Rigo was in the process of breaking a big play.
And it's amazing when you've got an offensive line like West Virginia, although they're young, very big, very physical. The runs that you had in the first quarter that were 3 and 4 yards, when you get into the fourth quarter, they're 6, 7, 9, 11. They're totally taking control of this football game.
Look at Terry Dixon, number 72, the junior from Washington, D.C. 12 carries, 80 yards for Cooper Rigo. First down play, quick pass. Bulger was being blitzed, so he got rid of it quickly and incomplete.
It almost looks like Mark Bulger has changed his release this year. Looks like he's a little bit more down to the side, and it looks like he's throwing the ball a lot quicker than I remember a year ago.
He's not stepping in the way he did last year.
And we're going to go back to one thing. He suffered an injury last week to his knee.
Keep that in mind, sure.
You have to wonder how much it's affected him today. If it's affected him at all, he hasn't shown it.
Penalty flags all over the secondary. I guess the play clock is at 10. Let's see what the call is. Too many men on the field, possibly.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's indeed what it was.
No, I'm sorry. Second down. That'll be second down, not first down, second down.
James McConaughey, the referee, and their entire crew have certainly earned their money this afternoon. And you expect this early in the season. A lot of, holding penalties, illegal procedures. It's a little bit sloppy.
Another penalty flag, and I got to believe it's against Hepner.
Sideline warning on the white team.
All right, so they fortunate that just a warning here.
A sideline warning. Is that like in Animal House when you were on double secret probation, right? I mean, that's not even a slap on the wrist, right? You've got to have Animal House in your top 5 movies all the time, right?
Are you kidding? Absolutely. I had to see it 8 times to hear all the dialogue because I was laughing so hard. 10:30 to go.
And you probably love Niedermeyer, right?
Oh, man. Stopped. Rigo gives ground, pays for it. Localized. Good tackle. Good play by Miami.
The one thing you like about this Miami RedHawks squad, there's no quit in this football team. And when you've won 8 games in a row, you come to stadiums expecting to win. This is what you have to do if you've got a running back. Make him run east and west. He's not going to gain yards that way. And then it comes down to hustle.
You bet.
And that's what you see from this Miami squad.
Well, it's all part of the great tradition over the years called the Cradle of Coaches. Some of the brilliant names in football have come out of Miami. Bulger, outside throw, Pat Green with the catch. It's a good thing Adams made the stop because there was no one to help him. He was by his lonesome. Pat Green with the catch.
And West Virginia has an interesting decision. Now it's 4th down and 2.5. Looks like Coach Nealon is going to decide to punt the football away. Not the fan favorite, but probably the smartest thing to do at this point in the game.
Sure enough.
Make Miami go the long distance.
Got to lead. Even if they get 8 on a touchdown, it's 36-35.
I wonder what Miami's drawing up on the sideline right now. How about the Statue of Liberty?
Why not?
How about a reverse cleat flicker?
Something exotic. That's what got them back into this game. Fazzalori into punt. We get another whistle.
Dead ball. Delay of the game. On the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat the down.
Well, it's one, you know, and a lot of times you'll see some veteran kickers in the NFL. They'll take that penalty, give them a better angle at a coffin corner. But I've seen in college ball and pro ball, it seems like most people go for that high pooch dead down the middle. Hopefully some speed guy can run into it as opposed to going for the coffin corner, which is a dead art. Fazzalori could use a big one here, standing at his own 44. Goes right corner, actually dead down the middle. Can they get it? Bad hands. A blown opportunity by Richard Bryant. Bryant was the one that returned the block point after just a few minutes ago. If he catches the ball, he pins Miami back at the 2-yard line. When we come back, RedHawks will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20. And a heck of a ball game. 8:43 to go here in Morgantown. 36-27, West Virginia over Miami, and a good one. 8:43 to go, 4th quarter. Let's go to the sidelines and John Sanders.
Dave, thank you very much. This is Hall of Fame weekend here in Morgantown, West Virginia University, inducting more people into their Football Hall of Fame. The ceremony took place before the ball game about 10 o'clock this morning. One of those inducted, very well remembered, and also remembered by a lot of people for that great 1988, as Major Harris, who was the quarterback on the team that played for the national championship, was inducted into their Hall of Fame today, along with several others. It was quite a morning.
Thank you, John. And Major Harris, what an impact he made here at West Virginia.
And what an honor it is to be inducted into a university's Hall of Fame.
He had that honor last year, the year before last at Clemson.
2 years ago.
Here we go with Prentice. Turn the corner, got a great block down the sideline. 1st down, Moore cuts it back to the middle. Travis Prentice almost to midfield. Got to update those running numbers. I was just about to tell you that he was at $132. Barrett Green finally brings him down.
He has surpassed the 150-yard mark.
27 carries for 160.
Like I mentioned early in the game, a running back with this type of size gets better as the game goes on, and that's exactly what we've seen. You gotta like what you see in number 41.
Bath in trouble. Gets rid of it. Picked off. Porter got the sideline. Should be able to outrun the lineman. And he does. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown, West Virginia. What a momentum changer that was. the pick. His first of the season. And the Mountaineers have opened up a 42-27 lead.
An ill-advised pass by number 8, Mike Bath. Jerry Porter was Johnny on the spot. A guy that was in Steve Dunlap's doghouse last week. Benched for a good portion of the second half. Is the guy on the spot. Washington, D.C. native from Coolidge High School with the big interception to put this. The fat lady can come out right now and sing.
67 yards on the return. The Taylor point after is good. So right when it looked like Miami was going to make this at worst a 3-point game with the big run by Travis Prentice, a 67-yard return of an interception by Jerry Porter.
And this guy, and this guy knows something about hitting the end zone. He came here as a high school quarterback, played wide receiver in 1997. You know, the longest pass completion in Bulger's history was to Jerry Porter, a 74-yarder. Wow. Picks off this ball, and he reintroduces himself to the end zone. What a big play in this game.
And how much of a pressure is that for Miami? Because Prentice had just run for a big number. They'd run for 28 yards. How about this? Pittsburgh, Penn State tied at 17. Who would have thunk that?
If Pittsburgh can pull this one off, this will be the biggest upset of the decade.
Yeah, I tell you what.
34-point underdog.
That's unbelievable. Jerry Porter pretty much has bailed out West Virginia here.
And you see number 42, Kevin Freeman, on the sideline behind Jerry Porter. I think, Dave, he sports the same barber that you do.
And a good one, indeed. That's going to go out of bounds. Kickoff by Taylor. Boy, that is just an incredible momentum change here in Morgantown, West Virginia.
And I'll guarantee you, kicking the ball out of bounds by Jay Taylor, he's going to find the shortest route to get over to the...
On the kicking team, kickoff out of bounds. The ball will be placed on the 35-yard line.
Ouch.
First down.
That is not what your coach likes to see. See him, he's going to the far end of the bench. He's going to get as far away from Don Nealon and that staff as possible. And you ask yourself, how can a kicker kick the ball out of bounds? It's 54 yards wide. Just kick it somewhere in the middle.
Defensive units. Look at Taylor hide behind the inactives. There we go with Buxton in motion. Out of the shotgun. They'll probably stay in this motion the rest of the afternoon. Completed to Slide Johnson. Moves across the 45, picks up the first down.
And look at the hustle by number 41, Chris Edmonds. And this was a group that took a lot of heat after last week's loss. I think they've stood up and really tried to atone for what was a less than West Virginia type effort in the opener against East Carolina.
Sure enough. First and 10 at the 47 of Miami. Blitz. Bath steps out of it. Turns the corner. Does the right thing and gets out of bounds.
Number 8, Mike Bath, the ball carrier.
7:51 to go. Penn State has just jumped ahead in the final 111, 20-17. We'll see that Pittsburgh Ball Club next week against Kent. That will be from Pitt Stadium. Pitt, though, is driving. They're on the Penn State 25-yard line. Prentice with the carry for Miami.
I don't understand that call with 7.5 minutes to go. Why are you handing off on the dive play? Take your shots downfield. You're 16 points behind, right? Let's take some shots downfield.
3rd and 2 from the shotgun. I'm running short for Miami. Picked off again. This time it's Edmonds. 4th pick of the afternoon for Bath. 4 interceptions for Mike Bath, who will not have a happy birthday ride back home to Oxford, Ohio.
I still remember yesterday talking to Steve Dunlap tell me about your linebacking core. He said, we played horrible last week. Let me tell you something. Number 41, Chris Edmonds, has been all over the field. Barrett Green has played like Barrett Green. Kyle Caden has made some great stops on short yardage, come up with a sack. They're trying to atone themselves for what to them was an embarrassing performance against East Carolina and Charlotte.
Give up a lot of yards on the ground. Play action. There's Antonio Brown with his hands on the ball again. And you see why they want him to touch it a lot. He makes things happen. Magic Man.
Antonio Brown runs faster by mistake than a lot of people do on purpose. Just a little fella, though. 5'10", 170 pounds. And when you weigh 170 pounds, you better not get hit very often.
He better have some scoots. Picked up 19, his 5th catch of the afternoon. Antonio Brown, yes, he has had an impact on this game. 5 catches for 53 yards.
Both teams have totaled for over 900 yards of offense.
They're wild. From the 35. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. This ball, who's got it? Miami does. Oh, boy. Go figure that one. Matt Robillard recovers for the RedHawks.
And Cooper Rigo never had possession of this ball. The exchange between Bolger and Rigo, it looked like the ball was down on his hip. And you saw that. Don Nealon throwing his hat. What is it about coaches and throwing their hat?
Well,
see the ball on his hip right there. And right there, this Miami team will not quit. These are the type of mistakes that drive coaches crazy. Kicking the ball out of bounds on the kick after the interception, fumbling the ball. It's the simple things. If you take care of the simple things, the big things take care of themselves.
Amen. Prentice, the lone setback. Just under 7 to play. Take that play clock down to 1. Prentice. Outman. Kyle Caden, Freeman, Barrett Green, all there for West Virginia. Kyle Caden's done a good job today. He's got to be up around double figures in tackles.
6
and a half to play. Bath, way too high. No chance for Sly Johnson.
And once again, Mike Bath picks himself up off the mat. He was helped there by number 45, Kyle Caden.
Caden's been doing a lot of helping today.
You wonder about the numbers for number 41, Travis Prentice. 29 carries, 163 yards, a long touchdown reception of 81 yards. Understand something, Miami of Ohio, 11-0 when he rushes for over 150 yards.
Bath under duress, down he goes. Chris Edmonds, one more time. Chris Edmonds. He's played a great game. He can go to Coach Dunlop and say, hey, Coach, I showed up today, big guy.
Yeah, Chris Edmonds can probably say, you know what, Coach, last week, my twin, Marty Edmonds, played. The real guy came out this week.
Under 6 to play.
He reminds me a little bit of how he's played this afternoon of number 55 of a year ago, Gary Stills, who's currently with the Kansas City Chiefs.
What a great-looking punt by McCullough, all the way down to the 10th. Fumble by Brown! And he's able to recover back at the 8-yard line. DeMario Jones down on the coverage for Miami. What a great punt. Got a timeout on the field. 5:41 to go. And Miami on the short end here at West Virginia, 43-27.
Big East Conference football has been brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people. eFollow.com. Need college textbooks? Get out of line. John Hancock, worldwide Olympic sponsor. Insurance for the unexpected. Investments for the opportunities. Dodge. Do not follow. Do not conform. Be different. And by Pure Later Oil Filters. We invented the business.
Dave Sims, Jeff Bostic, and John Sanders with you. A wild one here in Morgantown. We've seen razzle-dazzle plays. We've seen an interception return for 6. And we've got a final from Happy Valley. Penn State wins it 20-17. They blocked a field goal late in the game in the final seconds to preserve that victory. And new running back Anthony Green in the game for West Virginia. They took Avon Coburn into the locker room. We hope he's okay.
By number 56.
Coburn had a fabulous game. Anthony Green caught a touchdown touchdown pass back in the first quarter. Seems like about 2 years ago, doesn't it, Jeff?
I thought this would be a quick game. I knew that Miami was going to come in here and work Prentice and try and control the clock. And obviously with the game that Coburn's had, you would think that this game would end quicker than it has. It's been a lot of razzle-dazzle and a lot of fireworks.
Yes, indeed. That play again, Pat Green, man to beat. And a nice tackle in the open field. Well done by Jacob Jovasil.
And that's the key for a senior wide receiver. Knowing where you are on the field, you got the first down, you move the chains, but you keep the clock rolling.
Bulger's only been sacked twice this afternoon, while the Mountaineers have recorded 6 sacks on Mike Bath. Coming up on 4.5 to play in the ballgame. Bulger going to throw it. Flushed, got time, finds Pat Green. Green couldn't stay on his feet. He'll be short of first down by about 3 yards. Surprised that West Virginia putting the ball in the air?
I would think they'd really put the ball in the back's hands and let this offensive line get out of here. And the one thing they don't want to do right now is get anybody else hurt. We saw Coburn going to the locker room. I think he's just tired, really. He's carried the ball an awfully lot today and had a great game.
Look ahead to next week in Miami.
Rigo's played well. Anthony Green caught a touchdown pass. Give it to Rigo. Nice little burst there. Finally popped down at the 31 by Jovasil and Lyman for Miami.
This Miami Ohio squad can't be disappointed with how they came in here and played. You know, they realize that they're going to one of the toughest places in the country to win on the road. And playing in the MAC conference is one thing, but coming up and playing against a Mountaineer team that's coming after getting beat and getting beat the way they did against East Carolina.
No doubt about it. This will be the first Miami loss. Travis Prentice in the backfield when he's gone over the 150 yards rushing.
And it's been interesting watching this young man carry the football and catch the ball and see the type of speed, the patience, the vision.
He's got the package.
There are a lot of NFL scouts that are at this game that have to go away from here being impressed. And like I said, he'll really find out his true value when he goes to some of these bowl games, the Hula Bowl, the Japan Bowl. I went to the Japan Bowl now. You're talking about a long flight?
Yeah.
You think it's long getting back home? 19 hours.
Yes, sir. I did the 88 Olympics. It takes a long time to get to Seoul. You know what you're talking about. A lot of movies. Home run ball. Separation by Ivy. It was double covered. And Gotze is upset with himself because he thought he should have had the pick. Brandon was beaten once all last year. That was at North Carolina. Beaten deep once last year. He's got 4.4 speed.
And the big key for this Miami team in their winning streak was taking care of the football. This afternoon, the fumble early in the game, the amount of pressure with 6 sacks by West Virginia's defense, the number of interceptions. It's amazing when you hit the quarterback how many times he's going to throw interceptions.
It becomes a blitz. And there's Cohen coming on the blitz, jumping in the air to knock the play down. Dustin Cohen. Crowd of 43,799 on here at Mountaineer Field.
And they're going to go away feeling better about their team also. A lot of questions after last week's loss.
Mm-hmm. There's the punt by Garzalori. Fair catch made at the 32. Our Dodge Player of the Game. Congratulations to West Virginia's Avon Coburn. Good block by Anthony Green. He took a shot there from Dustin Cohen, but he was very productive for the Mountaineers. 18 carries, 142 in the yardage, and 1 touchdown. Don Nealon, his string continues. He's never been 0-2 to start a season here at West Virginia, and he'll maintain that run. 2:19 to go.
What a contrast when you look across the field at the two coaches. Don Nealon is coaching in his 317th game as a head coach here at West Virginia and at Bowling Green. His counterpart, Terry Hepner, this is only his 2nd game as a head coach. Hang in there, coach. It's going to get better.
Pass, completion. Gets it out to Slide Johnson for the catch.
There you see Mark Bolger on a headset. I have to ask myself, with a 43-27 lead and 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go, is he talking to the coaching staff or maybe his girlfriend as to where they're going to go for dinner? You know he's going to dinner.
Bath, that time, throws it over the middle and caught by Buxton.
Pass. Complete to number 5, Ty Buxton.
Time running short on Mike Bath, celebrating his 22nd birthday today.
Number 19.
It's not very much of a present, huh?
No, not at all. That interception return for 6 was a killer. And he dropped the ball.
Number 8.
And that wasn't a big help either.
Mike Bath carried the ball, fumbled, and recovered his own fumble. Number 33, Barrett Green, covering on the play.
Looks like Barrett Green is down on the field. Exactly what's wrong with him. Maybe cramps or something. He's been running all over this field all day long.
He had a lot to prove to himself as well as the coaching staff after a subpar game last week against East Carolina. He also had his allergies flare up and had a hard time breathing.
At the end of the game.
This is a tough part of the game to play as an offense and as a defense. You're behind.
Yeah, look at the heat.
No huddle offense. You're going at a quick pace. You're tired. It's early in the season.
Barrett Green trying to shake it off. Boy, is he a tough customer. Ernie, of course, he'll tell you about that in a second. Next week, join you from Pittsburgh. Kent taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers, and the Panthers just put up a valiant fight at Penn State. I know Walt Harris, I heard him on the radio show talking about we're not looking for moral victories, we're coming to win. But they put on a good show today at Penn State. They'll be back home next week, and we'll be there for that game against Kent. Ernie, of course, he's talking about Barrett Green. He says, I like him so much as a safety. Ernie, of course, the general manager of the New York Giants. Bath looking for somebody. Far side of the field, gets it to Jason Branch. Don Nealon about to go 1-1 on this 1999 season. And I got a Mountaineer laid out back upfield. Tim Love, the freshman from Chippewa Lake, Ohio. 6'5", 250. He's a backup to starter Ryan Brady.
And this is what they don't want to happen. You've got a lead. You've got the win pretty much secure. 16-point lead with 1 minute and 17 seconds to go. You don't like to lose any players.
Not at all. A couple of things people have learned about this West Virginia club, that they will throw it a lot. They got good running backs. Offensive line has done a good job this afternoon.
I think they found a replacement for Zeraway.
Yes, indeed. Virginia Tech comfortably ahead of UAB, fourth quarter down at Blacksburg. Take a look at what's left for West Virginia. Border war with Maryland. Then they open the Big East race at Syracuse on the 25th. Navy's here on the 2nd. Rutgers on the 16th, followed by Temple. Big game against Miami. Virginia Tech, another bitter quarter battle. And finish up Boston College and Pittsburgh.
And they should certainly be favored to beat Maryland at Maryland. Then the 25th, they're at the Dome. And Syracuse fans are going to find out what it's like to have life without Donovan McNabb.
Last 12 years, 3 quarterbacks at Syracuse. Don McPherson, Marvin Graves, and Donovan McNabb. And good to see Tim Love up. I'm sure he's waited all game, anxious to get in the game. And what happens, he gets laid out.
I think he got poked in the eye. Right there, yeah.
Goodness, he took a blow to the head. He took a forearm. That's what that was.
I'll tell you something.
He took a little bow to the head.
That's taking and tasting a little bit of gunpowder.
That one knocked down.
Typically, I found it better to play the game with the helmet on.
Yeah. Funny thing about that.
And it's amazing. They put those little things that go under your chin called a chin strap. Keep those things buckled. That's the closest you get to guerrilla warfare. There's no guns or bayonets, though. No grenades.
John Ura broke that play up, but I tell you what, I don't know who that offensive lineman was, but I tell you what, he got his money's worth on that one. Wow.
At least his head was not in the helmet.
That's the good news. Oh man, an insurance policy throw and catch of Trevor Kaler. That's been so high with a lot of his passes today. 57 seconds to go.
And that's the type of pass you have to ask, does Gaylor and Bath have a good relationship? As a wide receiver, you can get absolutely annihilated in a situation like that.
In the blitz, no sideline. Johnson with the catch for Miami. Clyde Johnson picks up about 8 yards down to the 11-yard line.
And this Miami offense has slowly accumulated 527 total yards of offense.
That's not bad. At all. See if they can get 6 here. Bath running for his life. McIntyre behind him. He throws it away. Intentional grounding. Threw it well over the head of Prentice, and nobody home down in the end zone. Bath 15 for 35, 4 picks, 301 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Intentional grounding on the offense. The penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the foul.
I hope the rest of his birthday goes better than the last 3.5 hours, 3:45.
Here, here. Terry Hepner and the Miami RedHawks are going to go to 1-1, as will Don Naylor and the West Virginia Mountaineers. 22 seconds remaining here in Morgantown. Looking for a man over the middle. He sends the ball with the pick. Sensabaugh with his second interception in as many games.
And it's going to be called back. Number 99, Greg Robinette, the senior defensive nose tackle, gets hooked up with number 53, the center from Miami, Chris Calufetis. Sticks his hand up in his face, and that's a no-no. And they're going to try and sort this out right now. They're trying to explain it. Robinette's explaining his case. I'm telling you, the people that are guilty do the most explaining. He's got some nice body art there too, right?
Grabbing the face mask, personal foul on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So Miami's going to have a chance to put it in the end zone. 15 seconds to go in a 43-27 game.
You think you'd love to be an offensive lineman, right? See Calufetis, see the hand, And the thing about it, he keeps it there. But
Califanis got his in as well.
Here you go.
And
the teammate comes in for a little reinforcement.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. Get even.
Blitz. Look out. Loose ball. Pick it up. Oh, he had a chance, and they're going to say it was a pass, an incomplete pass. Carter had a chance to pick it up and walk it home. What are you saying about getting even?
Don't get mad, get even. Mike Bath shows you a little bit of something right there. He takes a shot right in the middle of the back, hops right up, ready to go for the next play.
Tough kid.
He's going to be a sore kid tomorrow morning. I'll tell you what, there's nothing like waking up the next morning after a game. You have muscles hurting you didn't even know existed.
There's another blitz. Opens up in the middle, he throws incomplete, trying to get it to Johnson. 4 seconds to go. Bath hangs in there. See what, Miami does some nice things. They got some good speed in Johnson. Buxton can catch it. Gaylor we've seen catch and throw it.
How about Prentice?
I'm saving that for last. He's obviously the bell cow, the stud, the whole. He's the entire package. He's got it all. I'm sure if they asked him to, he could throw it. He caught it well today. And
he would probably sell programs before the game and probably popcorn and peanuts at concession at halftime.
All-American kid, and they said he even wins at PlayStation all the time. 4 seconds, last play. Quick slant, Gaylor denied. 6. Zeros on the clock. And that is your ball game. Mountaineers rebound from last week's tough loss down in East Carolina for 40.